live. We're live. My poor computer is lagging. So, welcome to another episode of the Red Ruins with a bunch of D&D friends that I have. This campaign is run by McFine, who is an amazing dungeon master, might I add. As you can see, we have a new screen where we're all level 2. We finally leveled up last session, and somehow the wizard has the most hit points. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna unmute and we're just gonna chat and figure out what we're doing at the start of this episode. Hello, I'm back. And we are live.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm very glad that my computer recovered after earlier.
What happened there?
Only Will would understand. Basically, we were on a Minecraft server, but it's modded, and then I was glitching through the ceiling, and then it crashed the game, and then it crashed my Discord, then it crashed my computer.
Some sort of memory leak or something?
Hmm?
Some sort of memory leak or something?
I suppose. I'm not quite sure.
The server just has some instability issues, so there's occasionally fatal errors and the likes, but it's not a leak. It's more just
It shouldn't really flow out into the other stuff then, though.
It's weird. I need to get my hand on the console and see what's up, but until then.
I would say that it could be a number of things.
Yeah, it could be a lot. Like a memory leak is one thing, but I know that everything that we're using does not cause leakage, so I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So shall we start? Well, we're still missing one person, but they'll be joining a bit later. I'm also half saying this just for chat.
Missing Serafina.
Oh no, the cleric! It'll be okay. We're not immediately fighting something, right, Mac?
Well, you're in town unless you're planning on getting in a bar fight.
Bar fight, that sounds about right.
I would not be the one getting in the fight. Looks to Nevin. He's the only one I could see possibly doing that. Because the bard's a bit too... I'll defeat you with my words. Riley's
You never know.
too, I don't want to fight. At least humans or humanoids.
Well, then you're probably safe.
Oh yeah, I forgot why I was over here. I was leaning over the balcony, kind of the top part of the place, but then I decided that I was gonna spend money.
Yeah, we ended the last session doing a bit of shopping.
Yes, so I suppose recap. Last session we took care of the goblin encampment. We got paid for such as we returned the supplies. We all leveled up to level 2. Getting unique little class things. Should we go over briefly? Or should we just...
Oh, you want to go over class features?
No, anything really major.
Well, and the unique class boons as well, perhaps, or the unique frog boons, perhaps.
Yes.
Yes. I got the gift of burger.
Yes. Would you like to explain the gift of burger?
I put it in chat so it can be seen, but also, it's the gift that he got from his dream. He can now use his class feature to expend a key point to get a swimming speed or hold his breath for a couple of minutes.
And it's not.
Okay, gotcha. Keep that in mind.
And then I got the Frog's Leaping Graces, as I call it, which allows me to cast the jump spell once per day without expending a spell slot, which is really nice for a wizard.
It also is automatically prepared and doesn't cost or count as a prepared spell. So it doesn't take up your prepared.
Super nice.
So basically, you can always cast it without a spell slot once and with a spell slot as much as you have spell slots.
Yeah.
Love that.
Would our bard like to put their thing up, or
Yeah,
we'll have to
I
wait
also
on
have
Seraphina's though?
the
But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Oh no! Now the uncomfortable silence. Will, if you speak, we cannot hear you. I am concerned and confused.
Oh no.
It's probably fine.
Might be an internet issue. You went a little robotic there.
Me?
No, Will.
Oh. Will, I think your internet's a bit
Is it?
spotty.
Internet is dying.
Oh no.
Apparently, there were some outages all over today for various things.
Oh.
Steam was down for a bit. PlayStation Network was down. Problem with one of a big center.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
I was just playing old games all day because I didn't feel like doing anything. Guess it was a good day to play old games.
There
There it goes.
he went. Well, while he's gone, Seraphina, who's not here, got Bubbles. She has her own little frog familiar that she can summon once per day, or cast once per day, and it acts as defined familiar spells.
Adorable. Oh.
Oh. So Will's Wi-Fi died, so technical difficulties, please stand by.
I called it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of could tell because of it was getting spotty.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
What shall we talk about until people
surprise,
show
I'm
up
back.
again?
Okay, I arrived. Yeah, Wi-Fi just kind of died momentarily.
Yeah, I was guessing something like that happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on for the last couple of seconds because suddenly I got about 1 data package a second. I had a ping of over 9 million.
Oh my
My
gosh.
goodness.
Yeah,
Well,
it didn't
that
work
just
well.
means it stopped, yeah.
I remember the good old days when I looked at ping in MMO games.
Likely 9 million and counting.
I do
It's
like
always
how you
fun when your
mentioned-
ping is best described with scientific notation.
I do find it funny that you were able to scare me because of the freaking notifications on my Discord being quieted when it's streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Spook.
But yeah, last session we survived.
Frog Spirit was liberated, and supplies were returned to the settlement.
Hey.
And Riley did an assassination? On a goblin shaman, of course. Don't mess with my distraction of setting a tent on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You get magic missile to the face.
Your face is very vulnerable to magic missiles. Everybody knows.
Yes. Unless, of course,
Everything
they have
is vulnerable
shield.
to dying.
What was that?
Unless they have shield.
Everything is vulnerable to dying.
Also true.
Oh,
Also
same.
very true. So Will, do you want to link your thing, or are you still loading back in?
I am connected again.
Ooh.
Would you like to link your froggy thing? There we
There's
go.
the other button. I know I said it out loud. I guess that didn't get sent. It was the first package that got melted, so whatever. It's there now. You can see it. It's great.
As a bonus action, and using a bardic inspiration, you let out a weird, deep croak, disturbing enemies. One would still think my brain just wants it to be of just the angry frog. The angry, round desert frog.
A very angry frog.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so we were just doing a bit of shopping, everyone was. I think everyone did the shopping they wanted to do. I couldn't think of anything.
I believe you
And-
went to go get a drink.
I'm here.
Good.
No, that's not what we're talking about. I was going to offer everyone to go basically have a party because we did it. So basically, I was going to invite everybody to come and have a drink.
Which I was definitely down for, because where there's a party, there's a Shensu.
I was gonna say the exact same thing, but for Chensu. Riley will go along because she's the antisocial friend that just only knows you guys.
Help, if I'm not with you three, then I don't know who else to be with or where to stand, so I'll just be awkward. So I'm sticking by your side for the next 8 hours syndrome.
Oh no.
Basically. Is that one friend that brings a friend to the party, and the friend doesn't know anyone, so they just stick to the person's side like glue.
Oh no.
And if they get separated, it's just terrible. I don't speak from experience. What do you talk about?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where we left off. What we were doing, we covered pretty much what happened last session. We went over the abilities. So, if we're ready to start, we're ready to start.
We are ready to start. So it is late in that day. You've returned to town and done the things that you've just gone over.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to now?
Oh, let's go get a drink.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm
I
just
am-
gonna stick to the monk side.
I'm fully leading this charge, so I'm leading everybody over to the Golden Grappler bar.
Then I'm
Okay.
probably hanging to Chensu's side because I would not want to run first. Seraphina's
Yeah, I'm
probably
sticking
has
by your
the
side.
problem on her
I'm here
head.
to party. I'm here to party hard.
All right, and yeah, you go in. There's a couple of dock hands sitting around, throwing back some drinks. Few of the people you recognize as being town guards. You know,
Markolos. I'm alive still. Now I can buy a drink.
that's good. Were you expected not to be?
No.
Okay then. Well, it's good that you're still alive anyways, so you may buy some drinks. Here you go.
How much is it per drink?
Drinks are... I believe that they're like 2 silver each or something like that. We'll say 2
Okay.
silver.
I'm paying for everyone else's drinks.
Okay.
I don't care if they have the money to pay for it because I offered to do this.
Yep.
So that is 8 silver that I'm paying off.
Okay.
I'll give him a gold piece basically and just Tell him to keep it because I want 2 drinks. Just give him a whole gold piece for 5 drinks.
Okay. Thank you, but and he pours out 5 drinks and hands them to you.
Okay. Let's have some fun. He's immediately just... He's not waiting for anyone. He's fully downing one of his cups of alcohol.
I'm gonna try to lead him to, like, if there's a corner table available, to the corner table.
Yeah, sure. There's one. It's less. It's not corner, but it's over kind of by the side, and there's not really any other tables near it.
That'll work. Just gonna kind of usher him.
Hey, what's the rush?
I don't like the fact that you're standing and drinking. I do not exactly trust you not to fall over.
I mean,
You're too much of a lightweight to not need a chair before you start taking a drink, is what she means. Now, come on, lad.
I'm fine.
I'm just going to give him a really strong pat in the back that would knock someone over. It's the thump.
He is still standing, unless you want to like do some kind of skill check.
Nope, just a whack on the back. Just a thunk. And I'm just going to start heading off the same chair she's kind of aiming us at.
But, yeah, he'll go and take a seat. He's like, fine, have it your way.
I try to sit in such a way that I'm kind of like, no one's behind me. Kind of.
Back to the wall.
As close
Yeah,
as I can, yeah.
Sure.
Totally
There's-
not worried about pickpockets.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they tell a lot of stories around here. There was really interesting stories last time.
Oh?
Really now? I'm just leaning in, all interested now. Well, do you go on?
Mm-hmm. There was talk about dragons and mighty dwarf tribes just roaming the mountain.
It seems pretty unbelievable.
I know. It's crazy. I've never seen a dragon before.
I'm sure that I've probably at least heard of or read about dragons, right?
Yeah, I mean, dragons are a known commodity. They're rare and mystical and all that, but certainly not known of or not unknown.
You really never seen a dragon before in all your life?
Oh no. I hear tales they're frighteningly big.
Well, they're bigger than the building you're sitting in, if you're wondering. Eat your
Oh.
whole if you're not paying attention.
That is frighteningly big, isn't it?
Then of course you've also got your what would you say? What's the word? Dragonborn, I think is the common for it. The wee ones, about as tall as you are. Bit more sociable them though.
Well, not all dragons are exactly unsociable.
Most tend to be more along the lines of genocidal. You tend to give them a bit of a wide berth. Or at least do whatever the hell they're telling you to do.
Sound like you know a lot of dragons.
Well,
Didn't
there's
you
more
say
than
that
just a
you-
few tales from around home about them. Not to mention there's a couple of them still living around in the far off regions anyway. You tend not to want to walk that way.
Didn't you say that there was a lot of wyverns and such where you came from?
That's the ones. Kind of the same thing, though a little less bitey and a bit more Sociable.
A surly man a couple tables away yells over, Wyvern's not a dragon. Dragons have 4 legs and wings and don't have weird pointy tails. Yeah, poser.
I'm just gonna immediately stand up, like hands on the table. Well, excuse me.
Your ignorance is excused.
Alright, that's it. I'm stomping over there now. Fuck this guy. That's
Now
it.
it's getting to
Really
be a
like
real
to try
party.
to grab the back of his coat to just make him not go over there. It's probably gonna go terribly.
Let him go! Let him go!
I mean, she tried to grab your coat. You can either go for a grapple and resist, or you can just slip out of the coat.
Gonna try to grapple him.
You made a mistake.
Yeah, you find yourself like pulled out of your chair and sliding along the floor behind him.
Jensu, don't fight him.
No, this is a matter of honor. Are you calling me a liar? Listen here. And I'm sitting down right in front, or not even sitting, I'm standing in front of his table, trying to loom over him, trying to look this intimidating.
Calling you wrong.
I have words for you. You and me outside. Bring it.
He gives you a little pat on the head. Not till I have a few more drinks, little one.
Fine then, call yourself a coward in front of the rest of us. But I'm still walking away knowing what I'm talking about. You don't go insulting my people's culture, because I'm not going insulting yours. Alright?
Flap away, little wyvern.
Bastard. I'm just gonna walk back and sit down.
Hey, take a drink.
You've just been like dragging Riley, by the way.
I don't even care. I'm turning around, I'm stepping over you.
Not
I'm just
completely
immediately
irresponsible.
downing whatever I've got. Just fuck this. I'm taking a drink.
There you go.
Downing the whole thing. Just chug. Screw it.
Chug, chug, chug.
I don't know if you should really chug your drink.
It's fine.
Fine, as long as you're not a lightweight.
Well, are you calling me a lightweight or him a lightweight?
I'm not calling anyone a lightweight, but I'm glad to see you insinuating yourself.
It's hard to tell exactly what you're talking about, so have to bear with
Listen,
me.
I'm not the one with the accent. You are.
Serafina, I got a cup for you too.
At this point, I think Serafina can join in.
I was over here petting Bubbles.
Well, he slides a mug of beer out in front of you across the table to the side of Bubbles. And, well, Bubbles is staring at the bubbles rising up through the beverage quite intently.
Oh no.
And I don't think you're gonna like it. I mean, if you want to try some, I don't suppose I'm opposed to it, but you're not gonna like it. I just put my finger in it and I let him lick my finger so he can taste the beer.
He licks it, and then he hops over and kind of puts his mouth in over the side and head in and kind of starts drinking.
Bubbles, no!
A frog after my own heart.
I quickly try to pick up Bubbles. I pick up Bubbles and hug him. I'm just like, buddy, no, that might make you sick.
He just kind of squirms a little bit in your hand and then, lets out a belch.
Well, I suppose we're gonna know in the next 12 to 16 hours if it's gonna make you sick or not.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to share a bedroll with him.
And he kind of starts hopping around the table a little like drifting to the side as he jumps.
I'm just
Dang.
making sure he doesn't get to my mug of beer.
He's already tipsy. What even? What is this?
He drank like a quarter of your beer.
For body mass, I think that's about exactly like half of his existence.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to find this little dude a pond for a bit so he can walk off whatever this is.
Are you gonna
I
have
checked the rest of
sober
my
up
beer.
your frog? You're gonna have to sober up your frog.
I'm gonna have to sober up the frog.
Only a D&D campaign.
Mhm. He does a little forward roll across the table, kind of landing with his feet splayed out, and lets out another belch.
I'm so sorry, Bubbles. I don't.
Well, apparently has bubbly tumbly.
While that's going on, Nevin is holding his second cup, and he started drinking it a little bit. And he kind of whispers to Riley, or at least tries to whisper the best that he can. And he says, "Are you part fish or something?"
What are you talking about?
I mean, every time you go in the water, it's like you don't need to breathe.
I'm
Are
just
you
good
like
at holding my
fish?
breath.
I mean, I saw you down there, and it's like there was no air. You got like gills under that scarf?
She kind of like cocks an eyebrow, which is the only way you can see her like expression, like, what are you on about? But also is like, I'm not exactly gonna deny that I don't really let out a breath underwater because I learned how to hold my breath.
Well, I've never seen anyone do that before.
Well, I
When,
half expected to go under the water anyway. I'm not exactly the strongest person.
oh, when you were so calm.
Again, I did expect to go under the water.
I've never seen that before. He takes like a big gulp of his drink.
What time of day was it again? Was it evening?
It's into the evening.
Okay.
And the whole bitey thing. Okay.
I'll talk about that later, but that's not something I want to talk about inside of a crowded bar.
There's like 3 guys over there.
Yeah, but one could easily overhear our talk. By the way, we're kind of whispering, so...
Yeah.
Take that with a grain of salt. Nevin's kind of whispering, but he's also like actively pointing at other people in the bar.
Yeah. I mean, I figured that part out. Nevin, you're not very good
And
at
by the
holding
way,
your alcohol, are
when
ya?
he by the way, I'm just gonna point out when he pointed at those people and he said there's like 3 of them over there. There's only 2 people there.
Oh.
Never heard of 1.5 vision from drinking.
No, it's just it's starting to go weird, so it's not quite 2.
The doubles overlapped into 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was going for, the angle.
Mm. But yeah, the place is it's moderately bustling. There's lots of people drinking. And then there's this one old guy with like one of those really big fancy mustaches completely
God.
gray. The ones that they're definitely waxed and go out wider than his face.
I love it.
And he's standing up on a chair and he's telling a story of his travels and the things he's seen and the things he's fought, and nobody's listening.
Oh,
Riley's curious.
And that's the time I took down a trio of bugbears with only a rope and a rock. And at this point, that same surly guy from Blair's like, "Shut up, old man. We've all heard it before."
Oh.
And yeah, he's just going on about these little adventures that don't really seem to add up to anything. And after a little while, he repeats one, and the details are different than the way they were the first time.
Is this individual clearly inebriated?
He's drunk, but he's not like sloppy drunk.
He's not coherent. Well, he's coherent, but he's almost not coherent.
He's coherent, but he's probably just lying.
Oh.
Yeah.
And after about 20 minutes of that, and at least one roll thrown at him, he sits down.
My. Well, at least he finally sat down.
Never make a spectacle of yourself unless you know what you're doing. Making a performance while you're drunk is an art form. You know that.
what do you
You have to
mean?
be good at it before you should start bringing it out in public. Though I do suppose practice makes perfect. Just look at you. Just look at our lad over here, and I'll just kind of nudge over at Nevin.
What do you mean practice?
I think he's quite the lightweight.
You need to learn how to hold your liquor a bit more. Believe me, you do some real strong stuff where I'm from. You wouldn't last a night in the bars. One shot of that, and you'd be clean on your ass. It'd be funny, but you'd get yourself pickpocketed, and that would come out of the whole party's funds, wouldn't it? So,
Who's to say I wouldn't be the one pickpocketing him?
well, now that's just rude.
Well, I'd just be holding on to it so that no one else would be pickpocketing him.
That's just called taking your mate's wallet before he starts running out on the bar and spending all of his life savings on the nearest wench.
Exactly.
That's not pickpocketing, that's common courtesy.
I'm right here.
I know, you should be listening. Just this little smile, just I'm very clearly doing it teasingly, but you know.
It did take my drinking money.
Well then, if I'm not taking your drinking money, you best be spending it then. And we're gonna try and wave over a barkeep or
Good
someone who
idea.
serves alcohol. That's the spirit.
Are you gonna get him blackout drunk?
Well, what other kind of drunk is there? Either way, you should either go the whole way or don't do it at all. Maximum effort.
Yeah.
What kind of drunk are you, Chensu?
You want to find out the fun way?
I don't know.
Right. One of the bar hands comes over with a couple drinks on a tray. Refills?
Refills.
And he drops down 5 more beer.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Riley's pacing herself. She's not gonna. She's trying to not get immediately piss drunk, and is trying to at least stave off a hangover in the morning.
Well, who's paying for this round?
If
Well,
no one is like volunteering, Nevin will like stumble to open his coin purse. And it'll take him a moment, but he'll grab a shiny gold piece and put it on the table.
It's all right. I got it.
Okay.
I was stuffed in the
Okay.
face. Sorry, I couldn't talk. I was trying not to choke to death.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't choke yourself to death. Both Riley and
Alright.
I.
Alright, so you pay gold for the drinks.
Okay.
Alright, who's taking the fifth one? Because it was another 5.
Mm-hmm.
I said, who's taking the fifth one?
Yep. That's
Okay.
the question.
I mean, I'll take more alcohol, absolutely.
Okay. You guys continue drinking away. By this point, Bubbles has curled up on your lap and is snoring. And
Riley is
at-
halfway done her first drink. She hasn't even touched the second one yet.
At this point, Nevin is just talking about the giant dream frog version of the giant frog they saved. And instead of the actual size of the actual frog, he's just like, I saw this frog. It was like size of 2 buildings.
Maybe you could go tell your story to the old man. Actually, don't. I don't trust you not to talk about something else.
Don't go telling to him and he'll start saying that he's the one who found it.
That is actually very true. Probably would. How long is Chensu's hair, by the way?
Oh wait, I think I wrote that down actually. Da. No, I wrote it down somewhere. Actually, it's shoulder length. It's gray and shoulder length.
Okay. If it was longer, I was gonna say, hey, can I braid your hair? And try my luck. Because he is drinking more than I.
Nevin does have his hair in a ponytail.
That's true. You could undo his ponytail and rebraid it.
Nevin,
Huh?
could I braid your hair?
When you twist it.
Like what I have, I kind of hold up my braid.
Okay.
Although probably just one braid rather than few converging braids.
And he has like a simple band for his like ponytail, so he just kind of like takes it off. And he has like this, it's not thick hair, it's more thin, so it's kind of like more stringy than like what you'd see with like thick coarse hair.
Definitely thinner than Riley's hair. Riley's hair is very thick. That's why she braids it. And she will try to make the hair seem thicker than it is, kind of like when you braid and then you slightly pull so that it looks thicker than it is.
Goofy.
While he's letting you do this, he is still sipping on that third cup. He has not finished it. It's like he's having difficulty with this at this point.
Nevin, you don't have to keep pushing yourself.
I'm not pushing myself.
Listen, boy's gotta grow up one day. Let him try his limits. To which I'm probably have matched him or exceeded him at this point.
Actually, yeah, you're both on your third. Riley is only like half done her first. She's using this as an excuse to not continue drinking.
and while you're braiding his hair, his talking is starting to become jumbled nonsense. The longer that it takes, but he's just like, "We did it!"
Kind of like Demo Man drunk.
You just hear like, "We did it!" Just in the middle of his grumbling.
We should probably get you something other than alcohol to drink, like some water.
Water.
Pardon, Keep. Do you happen to have some water and some bread behind the counter?
Yeah, I got some water. We don't really serve. I got some pretzels. That's like bread.
That'll work.
He just gives you a bowl of pretzels and a mug of water.
Thank you. How much gold?
It's just like 5 copper for the pretzels. The water, don't worry about it.
No one charges
Awesome.
for water. Unless you're in the desert, then they absolutely would. Chensu,
You're
you
breaking my
know.
lead.
Of course I would. You'd also have to be insane not to have your own at that point, though. Kind of tip my mug a little bit towards you as I'm talking.
Oh gosh, you sloshed a little on the table.
Hey, don't waste it.
Well, what do you want me to do? You got a straw or something?
Straw?
I feel like a certain frog would somehow just sense it and just with his tongue like slowly lick it off the table, just
See,
just like a mop
this
and like
is
just
what
like
you
pull
want.
like all the beer onto my lap. It's like bubbles.
Bubbles, no.
He gives you just the biggest puppy dog eyes of, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's only because you're cute.
And you'd swear this frog just started smiling and goes back to licking it up.
Don't tell me you're gonna have to buy like a little canteen of beer for this man.
I feel like you're probably gonna have to get him to eat some pretzels, or like slightly hydrate the pretzels, just so he doesn't have just alcohol in his system.
Yeah,
Nevin is. Oh, sorry. Nevin is still fully like drinking from his cup of alcohol.
I'm not
I
stopping
think the
him.
fish and the packs will be alright to feed him. If he gets too bad, that's what I'll be feeding him here shortly before bed. Maybe.
He's technically a spirit. I'm sure he'll be fine.
I hope.
I think we all hope. We all hope and pray to the Fey Frog.
For the Fey Frog.
Yeah.
I finished the last of my beer.
Okay.
Alright. So, is anyone else ready to head in?
And where?
Well,
We're already
guys
in.
Probably
need
back
to
to the
go figure
tents.
out where you're gonna sleep. So,
It's called that age. You're finding out where you're sleeping when you start sleeping.
and you can't sleep on the street. The guards don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then fall asleep in the bar. Problem solved.
The barkeep doesn't like that.
Hey, what did you try to sleep on the street?
Speaking from experience, are you?
I'm a poor wizard. What do you think I'm gonna do? Of course, I slept
Get
on the
it.
streets at some point.
You can always get a tent.
Is that where you ended up spending the night last there, or whatever the hell? Hmm? Come on now, you all can do better than a tent on the side of the road. Come on.
Says the
Find
one who
yourself a
doesn't
nice
get
place
money.
to spend the night. Or find somewhere you can spend the night. If you don't have the money for it, then start pulling your weight. That's how it is. That's how you do it.
That's why they're going
Well-
to the workers' tent, because that's exactly what they have to do.
These tents and these inns still don't beat the trees back at home. Those were the best.
You
You're more of a nature
slept on
girl, are you?
trees?
Well, the trees and the furbolgs actually took really great care of the plants. And so these trees got huge and they were big enough that you could actually make houses in.
So
I lived in a
there's-
willow tree.
Houses and trees now.
Oh, so you didn't sleep on the tree, you slept in the tree.
Yep, and nothing beats it.
My goodness.
The wind lulls you to sleep in the fall. So nice.
How'd you all manage to hollow out something that big? I didn't even know they grew like that. Certainly don't
Well-
around home, at least.
It's really interesting, actually, if you see it sometime.
No, perhaps
Well-
But
we will.
usually,
If we're in the neighborhood, you'll have to show me where you grew up too. Alright. I'm interested.
Definitely.
I've never seen a tree big enough for someone to sit in, let alone stand in even. You know.
well, then you should wait till
And
you
in
see
a
the castle.
tree.
It's amazing.
A castle made out of what? Bloody trees?
A huge, larger than life maple tree. And the rare thing is, it's always bright red. The brightest red. No matter the time of year, winter, spring, summer, or fall.
First
That's
of
an
all, they're
ancient magic.
trees.
That's an ancient magic that not even us furbolgs know about. It's
Well, I certainly bloody hope it's magic. I hope if they grew like that normally, they wouldn't be anywhere to let free just stand on the bloody ground.
it knows its limits.
So, where are you heading
Hardly.
to sleep, Chensu?
Say that again, lass.
Where exactly are you heading to sleep?
Well, I slept last night, you know. Still got an
Oh,
evening
you
time
kinda
to pull into the
disappeared.
bar.
You kind of disappeared last night. We didn't really know where you went.
Just across the way. It's a nicer place. Gotten the right amount of fancy and flair without enough to be gaudy. For the people who try and show off all their gold all the time. They know how to keep it just the right amount of flashy. Charge a bit of a price for them, but sure, but I got myself a deal. I pull in a crowd, I get a bit of a discount. That's all I've got going for me, at least. I don't suppose any of you have quite the hand-picked set of skills or what you need to really pull the same kind of offer. So unfortunately, I don't think I can extend it to any of yous.
Well,
Though I
you're
suppose
saying
tonight
I'm sorry.
I won't
Well, you're
exactly
saying that
make it
Nevin
fair.
is like face down on the table.
We're definitely not in that state.
And his cup is only half empty.
I'm just gonna try and quietly take it from him. Just carefully reach across the table while I'm talking, drag it out of his grip, and then start drinking.
It's not hard. His hand just hits the table. He's unconscious.
Oh no.
Well, he weighs a
Sir.
little bit less than 500 pounds, I'd assume. Oh gosh.
I
I'm
certainly
gonna
hope
have to
it's
lug him across
800
the
bloody
town.
pounds.
Oh, this is
Still a
really
lightweight, though.
interesting. I opened my
He's still a lightweight.
spell book and I just like started to ritually cast the floating disc so I can push him into it and then carry him off.
You magic folks have it real easy, you know. Being
Yeah,
able to just
I
wave your
got-
hands around, put up a little magic, and then carry your friends around. It's a lot harder when you have to do it on hand, you know.
Look at these arms. You don't see any muscle on them.
Yeah, I know. Because you spent your whole life learning how to cast something to carry it for you.
I spent my time in a library, thank you very much, and a wizard tower, so fuck yourself.
So that's where you're from then, huh? You haven't exactly spoken much about your past, you know. You're still the shady, quiet one. We don't know nothing about you other than that you got really good at holding your bloody breath and you get to fancy yourself with some nibbles on anything that seems to pester you. Other than that, we got nothing. You're a bit shady, you know. Good kids shouldn't be hanging out with people like you. Maybe a bad influence on me. And old long ears here, Tell me about yourself. Where do you come from? And she
Tensu, that's
goes
enough.
quiet.
Tensu, knock it off.
Alright,
I'm not going to ask you and badger you about your stuff. So she'll tell you when she's ready. But for now, I think it's time you turn in. All of us.
I don't think it's a good idea that I tell you exactly. It's a bit of a curse
not?
for other people. And myself.
Same
But
excuse. We're a party, aren't you? You shouldn't have to worry about something like that. We're sticking with you, and as long as you're sticking with us, we should know what we're getting ourselves into. It's a matter of safety, if anything. Alright? But fine. Long as there is a point. You're uncomfortable. So I'll be nice. Won't press you this time. Keep your secrets. We'll go find someone to call it a night. Since someone here can't hold their alcohol and jab at Mr. Sleepy.
let me put it this way. Once we're out of a bar and out of the city, I'll tell you. But I'm not telling you here.
When you jabbed him, he whispered, "Not yet."
Alright.
I'm gonna finish up ritually casting the floating disc to then...
Remember, I'm holding you to this.
I look to Seraphina like, could you help me get him into the disc?
Yeah, I can do it. I lift up Bubbles and I put him on my shoulder. And I go over and I pick up Nevin under his arms. Alright, big guy, come on. Onto the disc. I heave him up and I put him on the disc halfway. It's about as much I can.
I don't know if this affects the disc at all, but he does weigh like 238 pounds.
Alright, well then I should be able to lift you like no
okay.
problem.
As you set him down on the disc, Bubbles kind of wobbles a little bit and falls onto his back, off your shoulder, and goes back to sleep.
Well, I'm sure he won't mind a cuddle buddy for tonight. He seems like he might need it. The both of them, actually. If they puke, I'm not cleaning it up.
I slowly wheelbarrow kind of both of them out towards the tents, because I know that's where they're going to be sleeping.
Alright.
I do take out the payment from Nevin's coin purse, though, for his tent, because it's a very specific number per night. So.
Yep, so you guys are getting your tents.
Well, Nevin is.
You're getting that, yeah, you're getting Nevin's tent. But what about the two of you?
I already paid for going to the fancier place.
Oh,
I
but
did
fair
it
enough.
last week.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I bought a steak and I bought a room for the night.
Okay. And Seraphina?
It was 2 silver for a tent, right?
2 silver for a tent.
Okay.
Or no, it was 5 silver for a tent, 2 gold pieces for a room.
Yeah, and 2 people can fit per tent if you feel like you want to share a tent with someone.
Alright, I'll share a tent with Nevin. Because I only have like 1 silver piece left, so I'll pay for half the tent again. That way he's only missing 1 silver piece.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah. And I'll just like give him a gold piece tomorrow. Because like I can't do math, obviously.
So, you're trying to pay for half of 5 silver pieces?
I said I can't do math, okay?
It's 2 and 5 copper.
I have to... I don't have anything. I have gold pieces, and that's it.
Don't worry about it. If you look at Nevin's purse, he has exactly 5 silver pieces.
There.
Alright.
Just keep that in mind and pay him back at some point.
Yeah. And even if you want to not worry about it, you can just drop a gold piece in, and you're actually paying for it.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, so you take his 5 silver and leave a gold piece behind, and pay for the tent. So you two hop into the tent, or well, he falls into falls into the tent when the disc is removed from under him.
Yeah, Riley kind of just awkwardly tries to push him off the disc like a shovel, you know? Like when you shovel something, you toss snow off of the end. Just tries to do that with the shield, with the bowl of force.
Forgot to include his item weight. He actually weighs about 300 pounds, but still.
It's fine. 500's the max. You're not even close.
Yeah. But yeah, as you push him off and he hits the ground, you hear him go, ah, and then he's just snoring.
All right, big guy.
My disc drops, and then I head off to the inn.
Okay, and you take your room in the inn, and Tensu, you're going to take your room in the inn, I assume, as well. All right.
Got myself a room, and I'm bloody well sticking with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's money out of my bag, though, so.
Yeah, there was no performance this night.
I showed up real late.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he expects payment for the room for tonight.
Mm-hmm. It's full.
Okay.
That's, what, 15 gold?
No, it's
By the
2
way,
gold
Riley
pieces.
just passes by Shensu.
2 gold pieces, but it's 2 gold pieces a night. So, yeah, adds up. All right. So you guys sleep the night away. And morning comes, and some of you are feeling much better than you were the night before. The rest of you are feeling about the same.
How good were the dreams last night?
You got a few wisps of just people dreaming about sleeping in an even more comfortable place with even more comfortable beds. Lots of people dreaming of really posh hotels.
Okay. I figure that I just wake up tasting gold and I'm like, bleh. That's weird.
Yeah. The last, I guess, sense that you have when you wake up is just the smell of rose petals on a bed.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
And food, breakfast, is part of the 2 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got a little continental breakfast. You guys in the tents, when you wake up, a couple of the workers are getting ready for their day, and they've got a little frying pan going over a fire, and they're cooking up some just some primitive. It's basically almost like dough. They've got some basically bread batter going, and they're just throwing it in some oil and frying it up for breakfast.
What you got there?
Oh, big fella. You got anything to throw into the pot for breakfast? You can join us.
Oh,
I
I like
do.
that offer.
Well, do you?
Seraphina just said she did.
I have this fish fillet and this bread. That way we can make some fish sticks if you'd like. I'll offer it to the pot.
Whoa, fish sticks for breakfast. Look at us. You're here.
Hey,
take-
new level of fancy.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could just save it for the afternoon if it's too much of an issue.
No, you eat like a king for breakfast. And takes out a bowl and crumples up the bread and rolls the fish in it and throws it into the lard, cutting it up into about 6 different pieces. And yeah, once it's done, they hand out the food, splitting it up evenly between the 4 of you. Giving one of the fish sticks to the Bubbles, I'm assuming.
Yes. Does Bubbles like it?
Oh yeah, he eats it up hungrily.
Can he even taste? Am I just giving Bubbles stuff just to consume?
He seems to very much enjoy what he's eating.
I mean,
He can
in
also
order to
Just
just
like-
get it in his,
react.
in order to just like get it in his mouth, he has to like stick his tongue to it first. So
What if it's like a little hand on the end of it and like it just wraps around and like just pulls it back in his mouth? If he doesn't like it, want to stick it to something.
I mean, he can hold it in his hands and just start chewing on it too. He doesn't have to tongue it first.
That's great. All right. Anyway,
Amazing thought.
this
So-
little guy impresses me every day.
Mm. Cute little pet you got there.
thanks. Learning more about him every day.
Yeah, well, kind of gets up and cracks his back. We're off to unload some ships at the dock. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Stay
I'm gonna-
safe.
Mm.
Oh, what are we gonna do today again? I forgot.
Well, I don't think we discussed it with the others. We need to meet back
we
up with them
didn't.
and decide as a group.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, I think you fell asleep halfway through anything, hun. So let's get going.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I get up and I start walking towards the exit,
Yeah, I go with her.
Sure. making my way towards their fancy inn.
Okay. Yeah, you guys presumably are downstairs having some tea and scones.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
With style.
It's also interesting because Riley actually takes off her mask to eat this time. Normally, if it's just rations, she'll just like munch them underneath her scarf, but because she's in a fancier place, she's actually eating like a person.
Okay.
Mhm.
This might be the first main time Shensu would have seen her face.
Mm-hmm.
Proper, at least.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of not trying to stare, of course. Just trying to make sure that I memorize what she looks like without the damn thing on.
Hey
I mean,
guys.
it's just the lower half of her face, but she does have a scar that runs down her, like the lower portion of her cheek, down to like partway through her neck.
With a very much I'm here now energy, I kind of open the door, just like the quick slam type open the door. It's not like gentle at all. And I'm just like, hey guys.
You want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask? Boom.
Mhm. I imagine Riley's probably got a little bit of a tan line from always wearing the mask.
She tends to actually stay out of the sun for that reason. So if
Couple days on a ship,
if
she might have
there
one
is-
current.
Although, remember, she did pull her hood up for most of that.
Specifically tries to avoid getting a tan line.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Are you guys done eating yet?
Son.
Concerned fear, just taken off guard by your sudden intrusion. They had been
The little
having a
wave
film
high while I
morning.
continue to eat a biscuit.
they were having a calm morning, and then Evan burst through the door.
Hey, we gotta make plans, set out an adventure, do stuff.
Oh. Alright. I'm listening. Come here. Wave him over. Come on.
And Seraphine, I imagine, is just kind of behind him.
Yeah, I think like if you look close enough, the bottom of her ears, like in the inside, are kind of red. She's embarrassed. She's blushing.
And
It's just like I just like drawing attention to myself, and being with this person has embarrassed me
and
because of the
he's
loud,
like not
because of the
catching.
distraction.
He's not catching it at all. He hasn't even looked at you since he came in. He's just doing his thing.
He's seeing Evan.
The more refined patrons of this place are kind of looking at you like, well, I never.
You ain't got no business being this bougie this far out. What are you doing? Go to the city.
They're the wannabe aristocrats.
It's those kinds of people.
Mm.
And then he'll like look over his shoulder to see if you're like following him in. He's like, "Come on, take a seat."
Okay. Good morning, guys.
As
Sorry
you sit
about the
down-
intrusion.
As the two of you sit down, the owner kind of looks over at you, directly at you, Chensu, and gives you like a, "Come on, man."
Kind of this little, like, half apologetic, like, I don't control these idiots. Like, I'm sorry, but I'll just shut them up. Look, just like I gotta. Sorry. This is how they are.
And we can't do anything to change it.
Yeah, sorry, that's on me. Yeah, okay, I'll shut him up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wave him in, put him in, sit him down, and
Yeah, he doesn't come over. He doesn't say anything, but he just goes back to
He'll remember this.
goes back to chilling glasses with what appears to be some sort of cantrip. So you get those nice frosted mugs.
Now, if I recall, Seraphina, you went and talked with the Tempest monks, right?
I did, yes. They
Yeah.
reported that a party of about, I think, 8 or 9 or so went missing in the cemetery. I think it was by where we went to go find the goblins on the river. Unfortunately, I think they mentioned about 3 of them were people to carry stuff, and the others were a combat party. And that worries me. That seems like a very strong thing to happen for a whole party to go missing. We could investigate, but I'm afraid if we bite off more than we can chew, then that's going to be a big issue as well.
Here's what I think we should do. I think we should go and at least have a look. If we can at least find some kind of sign of them, that's a good idea. And if we feel like we're in danger, we just leave.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but what stopped such a big party from leaving? Because, I mean, safety in numbers, but what
Did
made those
you-
numbers unsafe?
Did you ask why they went out there in the first place?
I think I did. And it kind of escapes me, but I think it was for exploratory reasons. Not entirely sure.
Well, while we're out there, if we can get a bunch of skulls from the undead they said is roaming around out there, that will help significantly with paying for just things around here, you know?
Most definitely. At least a look is worth it.
So, yeah, people are missing. Let's look for them. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't suppose it's a bad idea. Some big group of adventurers or something heads out somewhere to a grave. Don't come back. No word of them. That's all we've got to work on. All we have to do is find signs of where they got to. It's not like this has to be a full-size rescue. We can bail if we need to. It's not a bad job, I suppose. Trick is trying to get whatever we can out of it. I suppose wherever they're headed is likely to have at least one or two things lying around for us to pick up on the way there. Something that might not necessarily just be, well, signs of life, let's say.
So this is where the DM's just gonna politely intervene. And with, I don't have the graveyard done yet. You guys have previously been planning on going to the ruins instead, and I prepared that.
I don't remember anything about ruins.
We have all the context clues to go to the cemetery, not the ruins.
There was both, but yeah, the original.
They were the same thing.
No, the ruins are kind of like the big thing. The graveyard was like a side thing.
Oh. Well,
wait, can we see it on the map? Like, can you change it to like where we're actually like supposed to go, real quick, just so like we can see it and like not.
It's not where you're supposed to go. It's where I thought you were going next.
Oh, okay. Then where is that? Like,
so like the graveyard, yeah, that's here. Here is the newly opened up ruin. That's where people are finding stuff, and that's where like.
Gotcha. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, that's like that's.
I just thought a dragon lived in there.
That's where people are doing the archaeology, so to speak.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
And,
well then.
One of the things is.
Let's go back and then like re-rail the story. It's fine. It's fine. Put us back. We can fix it. It's fine.
And one of the things was there's 100 gold pieces if a section of the ruins can be cleared out and made safe.
Oh,
that's right.
I'd definitely like to go to the ruins because that's kind of exactly why I'm here. Because magic's kind of my forte.
Oh, you're looking for something in there?
Yes.
Oh, I heard about the large sum of money that can be made, and that got my attention.
That is also a factor in me wanting to go there. Also, I don't know if we're quite ready to deal with undead. So perhaps going to the ruins might be a better choice.
Yeah, especially if a whole party of about 8 or 9 went missing. What makes us think a group of 4 could do anything about it?
Yeah.
I'm fine for going around where anyone else wants to go, so long as I'm getting paid, alright? These ruins are the reason why we're here. We might as well actually do something with it once or twice.
Take it and look, and hey, if we're lucky, we'll find something magical that could be worth something too.
Also, I can tell you stories along the way.
I just hope we don't run into any dragons.
Legend has it if you say its name 3 times, it'll appear, and it's bad luck.
Dragon, dragon, dragon.
No.
A small badger appears.
It's a
oh no, everybody
run! Mushroom!
Alright.
So yeah, that was my misunderstanding. I have it almost done, but I didn't finish it for this session.
Sorry.
I mean, to be fair,
misunderstood.
Going to the ruins also makes sense. So
I just forgot the ruins were actually a thing.
I mean, it's only the name of the campaign.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's not a place.
I just went completely over my head.
It happens.
I was just real along for the ride there and just kind of went, alright, sure, this is what we're doing now. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. That is fine. So you guys are heading off to the ruins.
Correct.
As you leave the encampment. And there's a road not that heads up around the mountains that it's only about half a day's travel to get there, so you can get there by about noon. The road's road's been cleaned out over the last couple months. You can tell there's definitely just been clearance to it. It's it's fairly wide and well traveled. So it looks like in the last couple weeks, no one's been up here. There's no recent horse tracks or people tracks or cart tracks or anything like that.
Well, we won't have to worry about other people getting in the way.
On alive, at least.
We should still stay cautious.
Mhm. And yeah, the road and a few signs to it leads to like a large crack in the side of the mountain that seems to have opened up. And outside, written in common, is ruins of Flan.
Did some
Enter-
random person come by?
Enter at your own peril.
Did some random person come by just carve that into the side?
I think
No.
it was actually probably the first exploring team.
It was actually put up by the city or the settlement, marking its entrance.
It appears to be marked with the town's emblem, or at least the seal of the sheriff's office, so it must be official. Unfortunately, that
Town
can mean
is
someone's never come
called-
out.
Town is called New Flan.
Well, then exercise caution. I think I have a torch in my pack because I can't see in the dark. So if it's dark, I pull a torch out to light my way.
And to give a little bit of pretext, I guess just before you leave town, stopping and finding out about it. Yeah, they had some luck recovering stuff on it, but they've had to pull back some of their expeditions over the last couple weeks as various factions and tribes have made their way in there as well. Orcs, goblins. Someone says they might have even seen a lizard folk.
Oh boy.
Do you think the goblins are the same goblins we may or may not have massacred a few days ago?
I think they're the same
they
ones.
have to be probably a different group.
Mm.
There's lots of goblins in the world, and I don't know how they get everywhere.
There are several tribes in the area. Whether they're the same or not, it's tough to say, but most tribes are relatively small and self-contained. Given the damage you did to the last one, I doubt they're one and the same.
All right. I'll still be wary. Nasty little creatures. Don't really like to fight them.
Yeah,
right.
Watch out for them, but whatever you can do, just be careful in there. You can make that safe for us to start recovering stuff again. That would be wonderful. Fortunately, our main expedition force, as you know, is currently missing, and can't spare a lot from the defense of the town at this time. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Priorities matter. Keeping people safe first thing. Good plan.
Are we able to do a little chatting while we walk for half a day?
Oh,
'Cause
for
I
sure.
promised the party some stories.
Definitely go right ahead.
Because Chensu's definitely not going to let me not do that. So you had some questions for me that I didn't want to answer in the tavern. What exactly do you want me to answer first?
Where to start? I suppose we should start with exactly what I asked you last night. Where are you from?
I'm from a wizard's tower up, Mac, where do you think a wizard tower would be? Would it be like, I want to say up north, but also I'm like, east or west would work. I don't think south, but
Yeah, well, you've come up north from where you were, so probably to the east or west of the city you left.
to the east of, it's a bit of a travel east, but it's east of where, we first kind of met up. I don't exactly know quite where it is, but if ever we were in the general neighborhood, I'd be able to tell you roughly where it is, or was. Could have moved. I don't quite know.
Right, fine enough, fine enough.
Yeah,
So you're from a wizard tower, some fancy place for mages then, I'm assuming.
Well, it was run by a mage, and I was their apprentice.
Was?
Was. Yes.
yeah.
Well.
So, just to give some context, you left from a place called Hillsfar. That's the main city you'd been in. The tower would have been probably southwestish in a forested area where there were some old elvish ruins actually that were more well known and have been picked clean, but this tower is kind of a remnant of that where they set up a little magical college given the pedigree of the area.
Alrighty. Do you think my wizard teacher would probably have been elvish, or
Doesn't have to be.
kind of wanted to be elfish?
Then
That'd
it
be
certainly
quite
could.
funny.
It certainly can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry to interrupt. Continue with your travels.
Chinsey, what were you saying? Could you repeat
Right.
things so that we can continue?
Well, what's this about when then? Or rather, used to. What happened then? Don't suppose you have some good reason for leaving a place like that. You're a wizard, you'd fit right in. Why leave? And why used to? Hmm?
Well, I decided to go to these runes because the elven runes near there were a bit, picked clean.
Yeah, they're much more historic at this point than an area of actual discovery.
Yeah. So I wanted to find something new, help forge a new path that could be in history books.
Left to blaze trails then, hmm?
That would be correct. You were feel free to insight check whenever you want.
Just taking everything with a grain of salt, really. But
That's fair. That's fair.
it does sound a little strange, but
Strange
right,
but plausible.
fine. So leaving home to blaze trails, I don't blame you. Sitting in one place for too long can get antsy. I know the feeling.
Well, since you travelled a far way,
Well,
I think you'd understand.
So then, like little circles with the hand, like come on. Well, I see more than one thing last night. I haven't forgotten yet. Wasn't that piss drunk?
True, the only one
We had
that
some other
was
questions that I'm
you.
sure the whole party'd like to know. What's with the nibbles?
That's
And goblins. Very interesting diet, but one I've seen only once or twice.
it's. I was gonna say it's a tradition, but it's really not. It's a personal preference, I suppose. That's a good way to put it.
Alright, I've
If I
my fair
had
share
to,
of personal preferences, but biting people.
if they go into combat in physical way, I'm not all that strong, so I can't really wield. I hold out my staff. Like, I can't really hold my own with a staff.
So, then why did you ask us to, like, when we're fighting, make sure one is unconscious when we finish fighting?
Well, we can always question them unless we don't see a reason to.
You know, unfortunately, even though I make everything about my home sound almost picturesque, there are its darker parts. For I come from a lot of clerics in my village. My family lineage is clerics. And my older brother happens to be a life cleric. And he's warned me about creatures that sound kind of like your situation. A vampire of sorts. A dhampir, I believe they're called.
I don't know if you. I don't know if dhampirs are all that well known. Vampires probably.
Books and stuff. Fairy
But
tales.
dhampirs, I'm a little bit.
Are you suggesting
way.
she's some kind of supernatural thing? Because I think she's some kind of fish.
Alright, I'm almost more interested in
Just
your
an
theory now.
imagination. Just the imagination talking, most likely. Oh, must be the road trip getting to me.
The only thing I know most about those vampire things is that they burn up in the sunlight. And I know you have a bit of an aversion to the bloody stuff, considering your tan lines or lack thereof. I'm fairly certain you'd be a bit more worried about bursting into flames if I took your hood off.
Even if she was. Except her flaws and all. Or anything that she perceives that way. She has not hurt us yet or given us a reason to mistrust her. So, she is a party member, and let's give her a chance to prove that she can't be trusted before we decide that she can't be trusted. Regardless of what she may or may not be.
Wide eyes,
By
kid.
the way, I'm sorry. By the way, I just had a thought. This entire time, his hair is still braided.
Yes, it is.
I know what it's like to be judged for something you can't really control. So let's not do it to others. I kind of hop along to ahead of the party to play with bubbles. Conversation ended.
Mic drop. All right. Is there anything else as you walk along the road to the ruins?
No, I think it's good.
Yeah, nothing much particular. I'm just going to be given a thinking over what she said, not quite trusting everything there, but
All right. So yeah. So as again you arrive at the entrance, signed off. There you can see that what was clearly started from a crack in the mountainside that opened up has been widened and kind of dug away at to make a much better opening to get into. So,
well, I'm assuming that's our spot then. Motion over to it briefly.
Well,
Unless, of
let's
course,
not
there's
waste
any
any
other massive
time.
caves recently opened up in the area that should be known about.
Hey, if there is, let's take a look at that too.
all right. So as you make your way into the dark crevice, there's the natural light is quickly cut off from the outside. So how's everyone's vision situation?
That
Mine
is a good
sucks.
question. How can I see?
I can see the map right now, yes.
And you've got like what, 60 feet of dark vision?
I
Mhm.
believe that is correct. I'm pulling
60
it up
feet.
to double check. 60 feet is for me as well.
Okay. What are the Riley, you have dark vision too?
Yes, I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. So the only one who can't see in the dark is the Furbolg.
Mm-hmm.
Seraphina. If she is she like gonna light a torch, or is she gonna what's your plan?
Yeah. I'm looking because I do have torches, so I might light a torch. And I think Bubbles also has some sort of dark vision. I don't know.
He seems to be able to see just fine, yeah.
Dark vision 30 feet, passive perception 11 for him.
Yeah, so you can.
Yeah, I'll light a torch. I don't know.
Okay. So you bring a torch up in one hand. So you got like torch in one hand, shield in the other.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So you light the torch, and I walk up to you and I say, "Man, know what? That's a good idea, because even if you can see in the dark, it's really hard to see colors. You never know if you might miss something important."
See colors in the dark.
No, you can't see. When I'm in the dark, all I see is black and white.
I believe it's called a grayscale. At least that's what an artist friend of mine once told me.
I'll take your word for it. Besides, it's better to have a bit of a light when you're going through looking for shinies. And after
Very
all,
true.
there's only one danger that you should
Also-
keep your eyes out. If you can see them, they've already seen you.
Definitely.
Keep your eyes peeled. Unless you'd like one of us to go up ahead and scout up outside the range of the whatever you call the thing.
Torch?
That's the
We don't
word.
know. We don't know what we're gonna run into yet.
And you can see in this cave, there's an old stone road that just seems to come out of the ground. The rock walls almost seem to merge with this wooden wall.
Let's start looking for our passage. I'll just start walking ahead of everybody.
Should we have checked for traps, perhaps? Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be traps out here because this is the entrance of the cave.
Mm-hmm. This area's been walked through already. We should be safe. Or just keep an eye out for anyone that's crawled up from the depths or crawled in from outside. Keep your eyes peeled, try not to be too inconspicuous.
So I spot something over here that looks like kind of an opening.
Yeah, so the wall to the north looks to be a very old wooden wall. And then to the south there does seem to be an opening in the stone, though it does have some boards across it to make it harder to traverse. Like it's been
Alright.
boarded up from the other side, but not very well.
Looks like somebody doesn't want any new visitors.
I mean, would you want any new visitors if you plan to sleep there?
I think I'd find a better place to sleep.
Right there.
You know what, I'm with Nevin on this one. Something's not right here. They're trying to keep us out. Or anyone else. And if not that, they're trying to keep something in.
No, it's part from the inside, I believe. So something is trying to keep something out.
Well, it's not boarded very well. If I had to guess, it's probably some goblin shenanigan again, or something like that.
Those little green bastards again, eh? Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
investigate the boards to see if I can't distinguish anything.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, just roll your perception as you look them over.
Give me a second. Then a second. Perception.
Ooh.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, from this side, there's not much to see. There's a couple boards across, the lights coming through. You don't see anything other than the boards. They're clearly attached on the other side, so it's tough to see how they're fastened to the stone. But
Here, I'll try and see if I can make my way through without breaking them.
Well, the
Nevin's
shenanigans
a
is
big
going
guy.
on. Can I try and, since he's gonna try doing that, I'm kinda gonna just try to start ritually casting, comprehend languages.
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
just trying
I mean-
to do that. I don't know if I'll actually be able to finish it before
Yeah, that'll
anything
take-
happens.
That'll take a good 10 minutes. So
Yeah,
we'll
it takes
see
10
what-
minutes.
So yeah, you see her go over and begin flipping through her spell book and begin casting a spell. So you're gonna try and like wiggle your way through without dislodging the boards.
I'm going to try to basically go. I'm basically going to feel out how big of a space this crevice, see
Okay.
like how well I fit in there. And then if it's roomy enough that I can move comfortably, then I'll try to see if I can get under that board that's on the bottom and kind of crawl out.
Okay.
What are the
You think
dimensions of the pathway thing, or like the hole itself on the wall?
The hole itself goes all the way up about 10 feet, about 5 feet wide. There's a couple boards across. There's probably at most between 2 to 3 feet between each board. Some of them closer together. It's not exactly how it looks, but there's definitely big spaces. You feel like you could definitely get through, though it's not a guarantee.
Okay, if I get stuck, just pull me back out.
I make no promises, but I can sure try.
I like your spirit.
Kind of infectious.
Yeah, so roll an acrobatic. You try and like contort your way through.
He will try and get a nat 20.
Yeah, so you easily slip through and
Small
find
effort.
yourself on the other side.
Not bad for somebody who's hungover, right?
I didn't know any better to see you weren't even hungover in the first place.
All right.
And from the other side, you can see that those boards are very crudely nailed into the stone with like spikes, almost like
Whoever
big
did-
railroad tie spikes.
Whoever did this, they weren't accustomed to using nails.
It was a quick, dirty, lazy job.
And we take one of the boards down.
If you want, I can take it down. I don't think it'll be that hard.
Sure. Take one down for me, would you?
Yeah, I'll take down, because it's more than just one board. I'll take down enough boards that,
To make it fairly easy to get through.
yeah, to make it easier for everyone else.
So are you just ripping them out by hand? How are you doing it?
Let's see. I'm gonna double check my tools quick and see what I got. So I have a dagger that I can use as kind of like leverage to put between the boards and the wall and like pull it out. And
Try
then
and pry
I
it
can,
out. Sure.
yeah, pry it out using the
Okay.
dagger.
Yeah, roll me an athletics then.
Yeah. The nat 1.
Well, at least it
Retract
wasn't
my
during
previous
combat.
statements about you not being hungover.
Your dagger gets stuck in this crack between the wood and the rock.
You know, I got a
Okay,
crowbar.
okay, guys. Okay, guys, I'll get this in just I don't think I'm gonna get this in just a moment. Never mind. This could take a couple minutes. Ugh.
Chensu, I have a crowbar in my bag if you want to grab it and possibly pass it to him. I am
Yeah, I'm gonna
fairly
do
sure
that.
on
I
his
feel like
skill.
we should not let something horrible happen to him. More than it already has, at least.
All right. So
Just
you,
gonna
slu-
pass with the crossbow. Crowbar, not crossbow. Good lord.
so you pick up the crowbar and just kind of slide it through.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You can try and use the crowbar now.
Yeah, I see the crowbar sliding through. And where's that when I needed it?
It's almost like you could possibly ask people.
Thanks, guys. And he just kind of shouts it through that hole. And he picks up the crowbar and he starts getting to work with the crowbar.
He's gonna frickin' die.
I'm surprised he's made it this far.
Nevin is a national treasure. How dare.
Oh,
So, yeah,
absolutely. He's just very loud.
I love him.
Give it another roll at advantage with the crowbar.
Okay, here we go. What the hell?
What are these rules?
Pick 1 or 20. Pick one and stick with it.
Yeah, you're just rolling a d2.
What's happening?
So why don't you just explain how you easily overcome this obstacle?
So he sees where he failed with the dagger, and he puts the crowbar in place, and it's like he doesn't even try. He just barely inches the crowbar, and the whole thing just pops off. The dagger hits the ground as it's happening. He's like, "Oh, I did almost have it." And a couple more boards just fall when that first one falls because they're kind of like, it was just such a poor job that's like they're holding 3 boards and using 1 nail.
Like the top one falls and hits the one below it, and then the one below it.
And it just kind of, it's like a crumble effect. It's just domino effect. One just comes off and the whole bunch just fall down.
Love it.
Yeah. So now the way is very easily navigable.
Not bad. Good job.
Oh, I would say the crowbar was very helpful, but I think I almost had it.
I collect a few of the railroad spike type nails off the ground and put them in my inventory.
Okay. Yeah. Just they're like 4-inch spikes, 4-inch metal spikes. So you can get 4 of them pretty easily.
Okay.
And I will hand the crowbar to Jensu because I believe he was the one that shoved it under. So just like, yeah, here's the crowbar back.
I'll just casually pick it up and kind of like sling it over my shoulder like I know what I'm doing with it, though I don't. The important part is that I look pretty.
I still like that the wizard is the one with the crowbar and she can't really use it.
So after a couple minutes of messing around with that, you see Riley is well underway casting her spell. And from experience, it'll probably be a couple minutes more before she's finished. What do you guys just kind of wait for? Is there anything you want to do while you wait for that to happen?
I'm gonna stretch for a moment, turn around, and went, oh, that must have made a lot of noise.
It's the sound of like wood hitting stone. Made a dull thud.
He's basically just looking around, kind of looking at this new environment. He didn't take a good look at it before. He was busy with the hole. But he's just taking a look around, stretching for a moment, like, oh, I just did a bunch of work, even though he really didn't.
Yeah, most of the floor is covered with like a dark, silty sand. There's a clear path where things have been walking. Over to the bottom right, you see a fairly deep hole. A little bit of vegetation growing out of it, but not a lot.
Hey, how far down do you think that hole goes?
Well, no telling. We could always drop a torch down it, but that's a waste of torches.
You're right about that. Don't want to waste supplies. Don't want to run out of them anyway.
What's the rule when you drop something down a hole and like it makes a noise at the bottom and like the seconds it takes to fall before the impact is like how deep it is? I forget.
That is a good idea, but look at all this sand. Yeah, just take a look at all this sand. I imagine there might be a good amount of sand at the bottom of that hole. If we drop something, we might not even hear anything.
I mean, if we found a rock, we might. Oh, but I suppose if there's sand at the bottom, we probably wouldn't. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe a match. That's probably a bad idea too, because if it's a cave and there's equipment down there, that could cause a fire.
Oh, there's some vegetation growing on the side of the hole. It probably goes all the way down, maybe. Maybe it doesn't. That's just a guess.
Well, the world may never know. I'm not too thrilled. Let's keep it that way.
There's a very nice path here. And I think I'm going to stick to this path for now. I'm just going to walk down the path a little bit.
And yeah, the three of you can all roll a nature check.
Sure. Nature. It's a 6.
Yep, about the same. Good old intelligence.
Jensu, you can roll as well.
Sorry, I got pulled away from the keyboard for a moment there. Nature. I'm really bad at reading.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm also really bad at nature.
So great.
So, hey, I don't have a negative to it. That's nice. Yeah. It's not that I suck, it's that I'm just not great.
We're all equally as good. Don't worry about it.
Cool. All right.
As long as we all suck together.
Yeah. So, yeah, the dark sand's a little strange to all of you, but there's not much you get out of it. A few minutes later, you finish your spell, Riley.
And then I will kind of like look at what was done and kind of go, oh, because she wasn't fully paying attention. What are you guys looking at?
Oh, there's a big old hole over there. Take a look.
Kind of glance down. Whatever. I'm assuming it's this hole that everyone's looking down.
That would be the big hole.
I kind of glance over the edge.
Yeah, glancing over the edge, you can see the bottom about 40 feet down. It basically looks like the rock collapsed, almost like there was an air bubble in the rock, and it was hollow and empty.
So what was confusing you guys?
Oh, we were just talking about it. We didn't actually take a look yet.
Mm-hmm. And you can roll your own nature check as well.
I rolled the best, but still not great.
Yeah.
Nature isn't my strong suit.
Well, you're the best of the bunch out of everyone else's 0.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. Yeah, so the best you can tell, yeah, there's some sort of air pocket, and the ground gave way and just collapsed into almost like a sinkhole. You can see the rubble that probably made up the top surface at the bottom.
You know, a lot of creatures or people have had to have walked this path to make it so much cleaner than everywhere else.
No, there's definitely other people in here. Or beings.
And as you walk off the path, you see the top layer of the dirt is a lot darker than the underdirt, so your footprints show up pretty well. And there's the contrast in the dirt makes so the path doesn't really look like it actually takes that much travel to have disturbed enough to be visible.
Leave a trail no matter where we're going. Try and stick to this main path. Hide in numbers, I suppose. Or at the very least, try not to leave us something that leads them, or whoever them might be, straight back to us. We need to suddenly bounce and get away from whatever's in here. Let's not leave a trail right to us.
If we're following the path, we're probably going to get to whatever's in here, right?
Could I possibly take out one of my pouches and take a bit of this dark sand?
Sure.
And just put like a handful in.
Yeah. Go for it.
Sandful, if you will.
Gosh dang it.
You
Dang
got.
it, Will. Dang it, Chensu.
You've got sand.
I do.
You've got sand. Just me every single time I clean someone. You've got sand. Poof.
That's correct. Okay.
I have a feeling we should probably try and continue as quietly as possible.
Hey guys, what do you think that stuff is?
So as it opens up into another kind of this small passageway, makes way to a larger chamber again, you see what's best described as like an albino moss growing on the cave floor.
Ooh.
It's like a very pale, no green color at all to it, moss.
No, I've never seen plants quite like this before.
Would this ever
Can't say I'm
come
familiar
up
with
at
it.
all? Yeah, any studies, maybe?
You got nothing about doing any like underground spelunking, I'm guessing, right?
Looks like someone's left their feet out to rot for too long.
High in penicillin.
I mean, since I was around the runes, I probably learned a bit about spelunking stuff.
Well, those runes were kind of in a forest above ground.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you wouldn't really know much about it. I don't think really anyone here would know much about it.
No, I come from like forest town, so there's that.
Sand.
Chensu, sand.
Oh god, I killed him.
Well, Endom moss likes acidic dirt, so whatever is around here, probably best not to disturb too much plant life.
Oh my. There's a lot of plant life.
Oh.
What?
Well, good to know that there's a lot of
Fucking
the
hell.
rotten stuff. Well, I'm not touching it.
I'm using
No,
Nevin
like,
like a human shield.
And Nevin's just walking by the plant. Like, it's not like it's gonna reach out and grab you.
Suppose not, but I'm still going to take Longyear's advice on the stuff. She seems to know most about the stuff, or at least more than anyone else here.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it might not even be poisonous or toxic, but, like, just in the case it is, probably don't touch it since you don't know anything about it.
It just looks like a very pale, lush carpet of moss.
I still don't trust it.
The
You
caves
make it sound nice, and it's probably really mean.
As Nevin gets up to here, he sees the obvious thing that is there. What is going on with that?
So yeah, you see what looks to be some crumbled stone pillars that still has some skulls. They actually look to be made of stone, affixed to them with a red painted on the inside of their socket. Inside are symbols that most of you don't recognize. With your current spell active, though, you're able to read them.
Hmm.
There are letters, and they're on like the forehead of each of the skulls has a letter, and each eye has a number inside it.
I never seen anything like that before. This
Uh,
place is full of new things.
I'm going to carefully move closer in order to inspect them. Not touch them, just inspect.
Okay.
Oh, you think you saw something?
So yeah, I'm just putting in the info. So from left
PM is typing,
to
oh,
top.
she saw something. Well, I found a nice looking rock I'm going to go prop myself up on top of, so sit on a rock.
Right is
Let the smart people do puzzle things. I was never good at numbers.
and bottom. So that's each skull with the letter and the two numbers in the eyes.
Oh, what you're looking at, Riley?
The skulls.
Real descriptive, thanks, lass. Just what you're looking at. Full 3 seconds of silence. Real descriptive.
And then skulls. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for clarifying that.
Stone
What about-
carvings of skulls, but yes.
I mean, yeah, there's skulls there, but it seemed to be looking at more than just the skull. It's taking a bit of time.
This is why I decided to cast a certain spell that allows me to read different languages.
Oh,
You
you mean
speak
that
skulls.
scribble on it is a language?
Yes. That would be correct.
I was thinking that you'd learned how to speak skull.
Shut up.
Did you see anything useful?
It might come up later, but for this moment in time, I don't know what to do with them.
Oh. Okay, then I'll just keep going down this path. And I get to that crevice there. That seems to be boarded up as well.
It is, and again, like the other one, it's boarded up in the inside, so the boards are actually on the other side of it.
Oh, looks like whoever's been doing this boarding up stuff is past here. Or maybe there's another boarded up crevice.
Can I attempt to quickly, peek through and see if I can see anything past?
You can see more dirt, more stone.
Well, if you guys want, I can try and take these boards down again, or we can try and move around them.
Are the dimensions and everything pretty much the same as the last one, or is it smaller this time?
This one's got a little bit more boards to it. It's been a little more thoroughly boarded up than the last one.
See, I could probably get through, but I don't think I'd be able to take the crowbar to it. I'm not exactly strong.
Well, I could just try to kick it down. least we know that it's nailed from the other side, right? Shouldn't be that hard.
I'm gonna just retreat back over to here.
All right, you gonna kick down the boards? Give me
Yeah,
another
okay.
athletics check.
Yeah, I'll try to kick down the boards.
Hitting the ash.
11.
You kick one down, but you go to get another one, and you boot it, and it doesn't budge.
Ah, looks like they try a little harder this time.
Shinsu, could I have my crowbar back?
It's kind of. Yeah, I've been carrying it over my shoulder this entire time with one hand, and nobody has asked for it up until now, including the guy who just went to go take the boards down, and I'm just been like, I'm just enjoying the show until you ask me that. Well, what's the fun in that? And I'll just kind of like saunter over and hand it off anyway. You think he's gonna realize he could have just used this halfway through?
I mean, don't you need to use it on the screws themselves, or the nails, rather? You can't just
So-
use it on the wood.
Yeah, so it's the opposite side of the wall is where the boards are nailed in.
Yes, I
Yeah,
know.
you-
We can actually see the nails.
The way that... Because I kind of know how things go a little bit, because construction is a thing that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the crowbar has, like, a hooked end?
Yeah, just gonna try and pull them down, or
No, I'm gonna try to, like, position it so that it can kind of become like a fulcrum. Like, I can pull it towards me, but it's hooked on the stone to push against the wood.
sure. Roll me an athletics at advantage. There's a bit of a crack from the wood, but nothing happens.
Hey, that's a fancy technique you're trying there. I thought kicking would do the job.
Mm.
Maybe you could try. I'm not very strong. By the way, Riley had put like her whole weight on it, trying, and just she's not making any headway on it.
Yeah, the old dried wood does not budge.
Okay, then I'll try to do that thing you did there. Like this.
Yes.
You know what to do.
Okay. 17 with advantage.
Yeah, with a little bit of work, you're able to pop off the remaining boards.
Okay, should be all clear.
Wonderful.
Oh, and here's your thingy. Your
I
What's it
feel
called
like
again?
you should probably carry it just so that in case we come across more boards, you just have it.
Okay then. Okay, I'll hold on to it. Put it in my little pack here.
I'm gonna try and just be quiet while I'm walking, because
Sure.
since it was more boarded up, I think that we're starting to get towards people, so I'm gonna just try to be quiet.
And again, you can see where the rock connects to the wood, and there's like a spire here that goes up to the cavernous ceiling. That's only about 15 feet up.
Is that
But
a
again,
door?
there is a door there, yes.
I'm
and it's-
sorry.
And again, it's just like the rock seems almost melded or clipping into the places where the wood is, where it would have been in places. You can't really tell where one ends and one begins.
Has anyone ever seen design like that before? I've never seen a building mesh so well with just rock.
Maybe not with rocks.
Well, the thing is, I know that dwarves are very skilled in rock working.
But yeah, this stone doesn't look worked at all. It looks like very natural stone.
Although it could also possibly be something like a druid could do, because I think they can meld stone. I'm not sure. I, like, touch it?
Yeah, it's cool stone to the touch.
Okay.
I've only ever heard rumors of what druids could do. Never actually met one. I mean, besides our friend here, but I don't think she's really a druid per se.
And actually, Seraphina, as you're kind of moving into this place, from over in this direction, you can barely hear with your big old floppy ears the muffled sounds of voices coming through that crack in the wall.
It sounds like we're not fully alone.
Ah, you hear something?
Voices. So either that door leads us somewhere, or through that crack on the wall, there's something watching us.
Crack in the wall. I'll take a step around this big structure. Try and see if I can see a crack or not. No, I can't see it from here.
Yeah, I'm assuming you've kind of moved around a little bit, but yeah, at some point you'll see it. Plus, there's another one over there.
I think like a few more steps, I'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, that crack.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, as you get closer, you can definitely make out this sound of some muffled voices as well, Nevin.
Well, somebody's having a conversation.
Can we understand the language, or is it a different language that we can't understand?
Well, it's at your current positions. It's kind of like just the muffled, like you can hear people talking, but you can't even make out what they're saying, kind of sound.
It's like you're going to a party and there's a bunch of people on the other side of the door.
You can hear the commotion, but yeah, there's no specifics.
Speaking of door, can I try and listen through the door to see if there's anybody in there?
Yeah, roll perception.
Nice.
Yeah, putting your ear up to the door. You don't hear any sound on this side, but you're also starting to hear the mumble carrying through over in that direction.
Can I
Do
quietly
you guys think
go
it's just
over
like an
to
office or something?
What was that? Sorry.
I was asking the party if they thought it was like an office or something, or like someone's home, since like I'm assuming this is still like near the entrance of the cave and people still travel through here. So like maybe it's like a little depot or something.
Maybe we won't know until we look inside, really.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Listening through the crack, can I catch anything?
You can hear something, but you can't make out the language.
Okay, I return back to the path.
So you guys want to take a look inside this door here?
Yeah. Is anyone else going to try and listen, or?
Well, I suppose I've always been one for eavesdropping. Let's see if I can hear what's going on over there.
And again, yeah, you don't get anything from that door.
It's locked, right?
I don't know. You try and open it.
Just want to gently work the knob and... Okay, maybe let's rephrase that. Grab the handle and see if it's actually locked or not. Just not trying to open the door. Like, if it does start to move, hold it in place, and just kind of be like, okay, let me go now.
Yeah, and then it does start to move. It's at this point, Seraphina and Nevin, you hear just a very heated word pierce through the crack on the wall. You hear in Orcish, "Mine."
Oh.
Oh.
Perhaps this is another place we should go into. It sounds like they're fighting over something they found. A
Take
treasure.
out here then.
That was
Thank you very
definitely orcish, wasn't it? Ugh.
Seemed that way.
Orcs are particularly angry fellows. Best not to be on their bad side.
Mm.
There's a couple of questions I probably have about why you know that of all things, but I'll take your word for it. And I'm just gonna make sure I step away from that door. Say anxious wouldn't exactly be the right word for it, would it? I guess anticipating something. Nothing ever goes to plan quite as well unless you practiced it.
I will say, though, we may have heard a word through the crack in the wall, but that doesn't mean it was at us. They might be fighting amongst themselves at the moment.
Yeah. And there's another kind of eruption with a different orc voice. No! Fancy paper throgs!
Fancy
Yeah.
paper.
Seems to be some kind of paper they're fighting over.
Riley just ears perk. Because I assume I can also understand.
I think you can only read with comprehend languages.
Yeah, it's reading only. It's a higher level spell for speaking, isn't it?
Any spoken language that you hear.
Oh,
Oh, it's the other way around.
I gotcha.
Oh,
The
no,
higher
you
level
don't.
one is
It's
for
both.
talking.
It's
Okay.
both. It's just I can't speak.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so you hear that too then.
I know it's silly, but do you think we could try to knock on the door and see if anyone answers?
No.
I believe this door doesn't have anything behind it.
Could I try
It's just a door that
to
opens up to stone. Just a little stone hole.
Could I try to investigate the door to see if it's like trapped in any way? I know I'm not a rogue, but I'd still like to just.
Yeah, well, just
Investigate.
describe me how you're checking a closed door for traps.
I mean, I'm kind of gonna probably test the door to see if there's any, like, something attached to it that would then trip off something. Like, slightly open it, but don't put enough pressure that it'll break the string, so to speak, if there is a string.
Yeah.
Just trying to test if there is.
You open it slightly and you do not feel any resistance.
Can I try to peer inside?
If you're scared of the door, I can open it for you.
You see a small sliver of the room.
And I don't hear anything, do I?
You do not hear anything in there. All the sound is coming from that direction.
Okay, I'm gonna open it a little bit more.
You open it a little bit more. You see a little bit more.
Can I possibly stick my head in?
Okay, so you open the door enough to stick your head and look into the room. And you see an old, dusty room that's been picked clean.
Are you happy now?
Shit, there's a door that goes to that room. And then I'm gonna shut this door quietly.
2 paper, 3 orc. Work out. Cut paper?
No.
Cut in half? I don't want half, I want full. No, I want the full.
They said that there's 3 orcs. I think we could take 3 orcs. Also, there's a door that leads to that room. Or at least where I assume they are.
You want to fight them?
I want the papers.
That's a really great way to get ourselves killed. I don't think we should fight something like twice our size for a piece of paper.
I mean, they're like the same size as Nevin.
Yeah, they're roughly the same size as Nevin.
Which, yeah,
From what I understand, though, Nevin's big.
yeah, he is.
Just casually, yeah. Well,
Listen, they're talking about fancy paper. It's probably something magic.
If we can get it from them, it won't be easy, but
We'll probably have to
could be
fight them
worth-
for it.
it could be worth something.
I don't agree with stealing it.
Well, I don't think
We're stealing it from the people that are stealing it.
We don't know that they're stealing it.
I
They could have found it.
Is your morals are confusing.
You don't think they're stealing from dead people, so
So
your
if
logic
we kill
is
them,
we.
then they're dead
Oh
people.
no!
That doesn't make it any better. I mean, don't you think we should go further deep and find something to maybe trade with them?
I don't know if they're fighting over paper. I think it might be difficult to find something that they want.
Mm-mm.
Don't even know what this thing they're actually fighting over is. As far as we were, it might as well just be some textile stuff.
True.
Yes, it could be something nice and fancy, but the way that they seem to be fighting about it, they might just end each other if we wait out long enough. And
I
besides,
don't
we
think
know
I
it doesn't
don't
fight.
think you can hear what we're hearing, but they are talking about destroying it, and if they do that, then it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
And it can't be used.
Okay, Throg.
Well, fine.
Get knife. Cut
They're gonna cut the papers.
this way.
What do you do about
Into,
it? Either get in there or leave them for dead. Move it. 3 AS. Come on. Motioning.
sparkly lettered paper worth money.
So, okay, it's a spell sheet.
I am going to.
How to cut the sparkly worded paper worth money.
Mm.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself.
Mm. Make 6 sparkly papers. Then 2 each. We cut paper in 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3. Then 2 you, 2 me, 2 you. Math
What's
works.
me to do? Here's the bloody time. Get going.
Math work good.
Alright, I'm here.
Can I try to?
Go ahead then.
Can I try to stealthily open the door to see
I don't
in?
think-
So I don't just cast magic missile at the darkness.
Mm. So you begin to open the door. Someone's at door.
Yeah.
He's like looking right at the door.
Golden Eye peeks past the door.
Mm. They want our treasure.
Right.
Knock,
Bloody
knock.
time's done now. Come on.
I call out an orc. Knock knock, hello. Couldn't help but to hear your argument through the wall. Perhaps we could be of some assistance to see as to why you're fighting.
Worked it out. Cut in 3s, then give 2 pieces each.
Cut what exactly?
He holds up a
I kind
what
of
looks
I opened the door fully.
our magic paper. He holds it up.
I fear the magic paper will no longer be magic paper if you cut it open.
Mm.
So
Indeed.
that's not a great thing to do if you wanted to
Right.
keep its value.
Make 2 magic papers. And then 3 magic papers.
Is that the way things work? I ask Ray. I ask Riley. Is that the way things work? Like, is that good?
If they cut it in half, or cut into thirds, as they're thinking, it will completely dispel the magic within it, so it will just be words on paper.
As I thought.
You might want to explain that to them, because they can't. Well, they might be
I-
able to understand
I-
me.
Most orcs know how to speak common. They just
I would
speak
hope.
orc, so people don't listen in on them.
Yeah, we choose not to, he says in Orcish.
Okay, so you can understand me, but I can understand you, so I just can't speak.
Well, he said that in Orc. Oh, you can understand him, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why I'm like, I can understand you, I say in common, but I can't speak your language.
Mm.
Yeah.
Leave us to our treasure.
Is there anything else that we could possibly trade for you? Is there anything else that you're perhaps after instead of a scroll? Because if you do cut the scrolls open, they'll be worthless and they won't have any magic left in them.
Money?
Alright. What's the price then?
300 gold pieces.
Alright. Alright, guys. What do you want to do? I turn to my group now.
Just leaned up against the wall, just kind of.
They're right there. No matter what you say, they're gonna hear us.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Well, I think we should definitely do a trade with them. Although, my back's kind of towards them and looking towards my party. You get the feeling that I don't mean just a regular trade of money, I'm talking trading blows. That's what you get from my eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was understanding.
Well, what do you have at your disposal?
Alright. So, not role-playing, what are we gonna do?
Oh, we're definitely gonna fight these guys.
Well, I mean, you can't decide out of character.
You gotta talk in character because they're there and they can.
I
hear
am
everything.
stressed, okay? Like, I am trying to figure it out, because, like, I don't really want to fight him, but, like, we obviously don't have the gold, so...
So who's holding the knife that they're using, or they're gonna use to cut?
This guy is. The other two have drawn their weapons.
Okay.
So there's no other items that you seek. Because unfortunately, we don't have the gold that you would like.
What do you have to trade then?
Perhaps. I do have some food.
Food cheap.
Yes. I have my armor or shield. But if that's not your language, then I suppose I'll have to step away.
Alright, we got treasure.
Alright. I step
magic
away,
missile.
and I turn around,
Oh
turn
my
my
gosh.
back.
I cast magic missile on the one holding the knife.
Alright, well,
I try
there is-
reasoning, and you let me
there is-
reason, so I step away.
there is no surprise. They are ready.
No,
Yeah.
I figured. Let's get
We're
this turn
just-
order up.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to roll and see who goes first.
Alright. What?
Is the the turn order is up. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Yes.
Chen
Well-
seems like the only one who doesn't know what's actually happened. Just sees
I've been
Riley
back
just-
against the wall, chilling out, just because you're all trading blows and words. I don't understand. I got no idea what the hell's going on. You step away for one moment, and then there's magic miss of like, oh shit, we're doing things. All right, finally.
Yeah, Riley is the only one who's speaking common the
Mhm.
whole
I've
time.
just been muttering curses and infernal under my breath most of this time, just because no one's telling me what the hell is happening.
You. I understand your curses.
Oh, it's some pretty like sailor crap.
Oh, absolutely. I figured.
As you kind of get ready to pull out your spell casting focus, he notices and runs forward. Betrayed! No traitors! Attack! They attack! And charges out the door. And he still has his dagger in hand. So he's going to take an attack. And he misses.
Oh my gosh.
A literal blind rage.
I figure he like swings and it's just like I duck and it hits the door frame.
Certainly. All right.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
You just wanted to look at it, but then yeah, no, I get that.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's the
So
eye
this-
icon.
This one orc runs at the door and takes a swing wildly at her as she begins casting a spell at them.
Mm.
So what do you do in response?
I send Bubbles away.
He hops over behind the table.
Okay.
Be safe, Bubbles.
That's just a free thing.
He's too pure. He cannot see this violence.
Cover your eyes.
Right. I will have to load I'll try to use my crossbow.
Okay.
This one.
Take a shot.
You gotta go here to crossbow. Dunk.
Oh no.
And it hits the door frame right next to his dagger.
Couldn't get that damage.
Who are
Okay.
you aiming at?
Alright.
Anything else? Any movement? You're kind of right up against a table right now.
Can I get on said table?
Yeah, sure.
the old adventurer's way.
I get on the table.
Table-based combat.
You climb up on the table.
All fun and games till everyone's on the table and the table falls apart.
This guy lets out a war cry and runs up, charges out the door, and comes up on you.
No. No.
Do I get an
You s-
attack of opportunity?
Yeah, you would.
I mean, I only have a quarterstaff, so
You got a bite.
no, I have a quarterstaff because I still have my scarf on.
Ah,
I don't think a 12 hits.
it does not hit.
Well, a 23 will definitely hit. Oof.
And he brings his axe across with a ferocious slash.
Okay.
Nevin.
Well, I'm going to have to return his slash with a couple of punches. I'll start with the first one. So, here we go. That's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh no.
I'm going to expend a key point to do a flurry of blows so I can do 2 more punches at him.
Okay.
So, that's second, and that's the final one. That's
All right.
horrible. But hey.
You catch him with one blow, though. Stagger him a little bit. Riley.
I yank down my scarf. The scarves are off now.
Okay.
Time.
Sun's down, scarf's off.
I mean, I'm not in the sunlight, yep. And I'm gonna try to vampiric bite him.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
a hit.
gosh.
All right, 7. Take a big chunk out of him.
Oh, you tall green bloke. Fucking A. Tastes disgusting.
All right. Anything else?
I can't really move.
Well, you can, but there's consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to move here because that would be bad. So I'm just gonna stay where I am.
All right. Bad faith deal. This guy charges out. And he swings his axe at you.
Yeah.
All right, Chensu.
Oh boy, is it time to use a cool thing that I got recently? Potentially. I'm
think
trying
it
to decide
is.
between which 2 things that I got recently that would be better for me to use here. But because that guy is ever so slightly too far for me to use Thunderclap, I'll probably try and use the Disturbing Croak, which conveniently they are all currently within distance of. So I can actually.
I was gonna say, I believe the croak's only a bonus action, so you can do other things too.
So I'm going to start with that Disturbing Croak, which I'm just going to kind of channel a little bit this thing that came to me in a dream that I've got an idea with. Well, I've got I finally decided, like, ah, shit, we're doing things, to pull out my instrument here, little summer, and then just with like a power cord on this thing, let out the Disturbing Croak, and just it's, well, exactly as it's described, creepy and disturbing and unsettling.
And
And
they
that-
kind of all
Mhm.
cringe like nails on a chalkboard.
Shing. All right. So that gave them all -2 in their next attacks until the start of my next turn. And that's my bonus action, and an inspiration I'll just tick off once.
Yep. There's
And,
one of your Ardix.
Actually, you know what? I could do the funny thing. I'm going to try and do the funny thing, and I'm going to step up behind these 2 here and just shout, "Off with it!" And that's Thunderwave,
Okay.
which I will cast at first level. Boom shakalaka. So I need both of the guys that are adjacent to me to make a Constitution save.
So I got it.
Okay.
Thunderwave's a 15-foot cube on one side of you.
On one side?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Because the spell itself says that it's centered on me. So it would hit my tile and everything directly adjacent to me, according to the little template I have here.
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave is centered on yourself.
Each originating from you, not centered on you.
Originating from me.
Yes.
In which case, I don't need to go that far forward then.
So just to give you an idea here.
Do we need to hit them at all? Yeah.
You'd have to put it like here in the wall to not hit me or Nevin.
I'll tell you what, I started my turn here, actually, in which case, if I just stand here, I can hit both of those 2 with it.
Yeah, so if you see in the spell templates, I've got the templates you can bring out.
Yeah,
to put it. So yeah, putting it like that would work like that. Yes.
Perfect. So Thunderwave, off with it. Bonk. So 2, let's see. It should be 10 plus that. Okay,
So
It
yeah,
says
so
your
you
DC.
rolled
Mhm.
9 damage and it's a con save.
mm-hmm.
Which is kind of works things, but eh.
Oh my gosh.
That's a fail and that's a pass.
Alright, so the one who failed gets knocked 10 feet. Oh,
Yeah,
what, directly away from me?
Well, he dies and kind of ragdolls around.
Oof. The other one only takes half damage and does
Yeah.
not get ragdolled across the room.
Yeah.
It's a very loud off of it.
Figure I
Mm.
kind of have to like hop over it a little bit.
My imagination's he flew over you because he's probably
Yeah.
bigger than
Also
you.
work.
Yeah, probably. So he just goes, boom. You duck a bit and he flies into the wall and splatters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a side note, everyone within 300 feet of me just heard that. It's not
Yeah.
quiet.
We made a
Like you
bunch
take the
of
arrow and
sounds
drag
just
it off
now.
the side. Yeah, make a point. Like 300 feet is more than like most of this map, basically.
Yeah. No, I mean walls and stuff do somewhat mute it, but
Yeah. Still, it's a real loud noise. But I just told this man to just get off of his crap and threw him into a wall out of it. So that worked. That, on the other hand, is all I got. So
Jeez.
yeet.
all right. He's dead.
These other two about to have a bad time anyway.
Just drag that one. All right. It is Seraphina's turn. As he just
Right.
made a whole lot of noise and killed one of the orcs.
Do both of them now have damage?
The one
Nope.
in front of Nevin does, the other does not.
All right, I want to use. I think. What is it called? I don't remember already.
Toll the Dead.
Yeah, pretty sure it's that one.
That's a good one.
Yes, yeah. Let's smack him with that. Let's try to see if I can't do anything to him.
Okay.
Give him a good smack. Okie dokie. And I don't have to touch him. I just have to see him, right?
Yeah, I think it should give you the range. It's like 60 feet, I think. Maybe more.
Something like that.
All right, and I just click it.
Yep.
Ah.
All right. So that is a wisdom save.
You rolled max damage.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he took damage, so he takes the D12, which is 12. And he just crumples to the ground, withering away.
Hey. Okie dokie.
Hey Nevin, you want to flank with me?
And can I take a pot shot again with my crossbow at the one in front of Riley, or is that it? Is that all I can
That
do?
would be yeah, those would be both an action. So you can't
Okay,
do both
well
of
then
those.
end turn, I'd say.
All right, he's dead.
Yay. Well, that happened. Evan's just gonna come over here and punch this one, or at least attempt to punch this one.
Okay.
Oh, do we have advantage when flanking?
Yeah.
Or okay. So, one punch.
That's a hit.
Second punch.
That's a hit.
Okay. That's my turn.
So you heavily injure him with a fury of blows from behind. Riley.
One sec, sorry, Okay, time to vampiric bite once again.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, it hits.
And I would like to heal, so...
Okay. You do 4 and heal 4, and you kill him. As you clamp down, the life drains from his eyes.
I
And
think
actually,
she's
because
definitely.
Nevin's right there, he probably does see
Mm.
Fang suddenly grow.
Well,
Mm.
this is the second time he's witnessed this, and now he's like, I think she's definitely some kind of lamprey.
lamprey!
You are a lamp.
I love lamp.
Nevin's headcanon. Riley is a lamprey.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go into this room immediately after. And I'm going to collect these scrolls.
Okay.
These poor things.
As you go in to collect them, you hear a lot of like scampering, kind of like people clawing at wood out there. You hear a little bit of goblin. They must be fighting. I heard them fighting. Now's our chance. You can attack them and steal the treasure.
I am very fast. So I would like to... Okay, where did I start? I started here. Scoop. Is it free item interaction to grab them?
Grab one.
Okay. Then I will...
So while she's doing that, I'm literally like over here, like, okay, guys, that was really loud. We're lucky that nothing else has shown up yet.
And as you're grabbing the second one, a goblin like pops out the crack, having crawled through the hole in the wall, and he yells back, "Orc's dead! Other people here!" Roll initiative.
We spoke too soon.
Wait for him to clear the initiative. There we go.
Yeah, you had to announce your presence.
Of course, he's the bard.
He rolled that one on initiative twice.
Just.
Oh, we get more
The
ears.
bard is not a quiet class, and I am not a smart man.
Mm.
Well, hey, this time we have a choke point. That'll be
Yep.
fun.
He
Oh.
yells through something in goblinish to
Which
give
I
him
do understand.
It's words of encouragement.
Ah, inspiring bardish. Lovely.
Oh, I like that little token icon he has there. That's cool.
They got a bard!
Kill them. I'm the only one who's allowed to be hot around here.
I mean, I don't think it's much of a contest.
Tell
hope
them there can
not.
only be one.
And then you hear him cast some sort of spell that you don't recognize.
Oh.
That's it. He's going to start trying to squeeze through. He is gonna go in the door.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He runs in the door and screams, "The treasure will be ours!" And fires a short bow at Chensu. Missing terribly.
Bitch, not again. I'm prepared
Right.
this time for getting shot by little bastards.
So I basically see a goblin run in and scream at us. I have no idea what he's saying. And I'm just like, I had to open my mouth.
Yes, you did.
And I have 40 feet of movement, so I move right up to him.
Okay.
And I'll start punching this goblin.
Drop kick him. Run 40 feet, flying drop kick in the face.
That's a hit.
And that's probably a miss.
13. It's going to be borderline. Nope. Yeah, with your second blow, he brings up the shield. Oh, no, he used his bow. You do hit.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just screaming goblin. I just go over there and punch him out.
And he just drops.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah, that's my turn. That's everything I got.
Okay. And you can see well enough there. All right. Riley.
Well, that's not gonna fly. Okay. So, I am going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
And the one coming through the hole hopefully plug the hole.
Okay. So just to clarify, the one in front is out of the hole, and this guy's still
I
coming
know,
through.
I'm trying to hit the guy
Okay.
in the hole.
Gotcha. All right. 4 hit. That's 1 missile. 2 missiles. And you kill him, leaving a dead body blocking the crack that they're working their way. Like, he's like kind of like sideways, bending his back, trying to move through this weird crack, and then he just dies, and that's where he'll be entombed.
Now you're stuck in here with me. And I look to
Oh,
the
no.
goblin as I, with free action, put away the other scroll in my bag.
He looks back at the crack and like paws at it, and is like, "Uh-oh." Having no other option,
I lick my fangs.
having no other options, he lets a war cry that is not as confident as it should be.
Oh my god!
Oh gosh, no, reroll that. Reroll that. I'm using Chrono Shift.
Nope, went out of the hell out of that one, huh?
And you see the sword like coming in, like just about to hit you right in the back in the middle of the face, and it rewinds and swings again.
Oh my god!
It was meant to be, apparently.
You literally rewind time
And
just
it comes-
to do the same exact thing.
It's your first time trying it. You didn't quite get it right.
And you do reset it, and then it just comes forward and happens the exact same way a second time.
It's the first time I've done it before, so yeah, this makes sense.
Oh my god.
Boom.
Like, you got the rewind part, but you forgot to change something in the
You
past,
forgot
so
to
the same thing just happened again.
Yeah, you forgot to set the butterfly motion in effect.
Oopsie.
Clearly.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chensu.
That 20s today are insane.
Dear. Alright. Well, he's dead, but there's still a commotion going on in the other room, so I guess I should go handle that, shouldn't I? 30 feet of movement goes 15, so I can see you getting stabbed by a goblin. Hilarious and excruciatingly painful for everyone involved.
Especially
And
him.
I'll step into the room. That's... Whoop-de-doop. Almost clicked the buttons there. And, well, I'd like for him to not be as good at hitting her next turn. That feels like it should be important. So I'm gonna bonk
Okay.
with a vicious mockery.
All right.
Now
and
there's
that
2 of us.
wisdom save.
Get outnumbered, lad. Give it up. Make it easy. Hey, finally, someone failed that. So he's disadvantaged on his next attack roll, and he's gonna take 1d4.
Yep.
Bonk. Wow, he took nearly maximum. 3 damage from me calling him outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Straight facts, man. Imagine losing your confidence so hard you were physically incapable. You physically took damage. That's called executive dysfunction.
Short bow at Nevin, 17 with
that's
plus
gonna
2
hit.
with plus 2 cover from the door.
That's gonna hit. He has
Okay.
16 with plus 2.
Oof.
He's at. He goes. The arrow hits just so perfectly, and he's about to fall over, but
Mhm.
stays on his feet with 1 hit point.
All right.
Because he's a scary
Dang.
ogre.
Yeah, now he's angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Mm.
He is green too.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't had his alcohol today. You don't want to...
Okay. I will try to move here in order to. Okay. I think
Yep.
is that one the touch him thing?
Cure
I don't remember.
wounds. Cure wounds. You have to be next to him.
That seems important. Probably should do that.
So you have two. There's Cure Wounds and there's Healing Word. One you have to be closer to, but heals more, but uses your action, which is Cure Wounds. And then Healing Word you can do with a bonus action, so you can still do something else, and it's a distance, but it doesn't heal as much.
I think we probably need him at full health-ish. I don't know if that still like negates like the thing that he does, like if he gets angry and fight. I don't know if that negates or not.
It won't cause any. It won't cause him any ill effects, or it won't remove anything that's happened. No.
All right. Well, then I'll get close and touch him if I can do that.
Okay.
And heal.
Yep. So you move over there. So you can move your token over. Hop down off the table and run over.
Do. Oh yeah, got it. And
The arrow, and then Cure Wounds.
give me that thingy. Okay, Cure Wounds is right here. Click something.
I'm for healing.
And I'm probably asking you for a level somewhere and just hit one.
It's probably submit. There we go.
Ooh.
So that's 8. Now that does, I did put in there, so it does have the +3 from life clear.
And then he gets 11 back.
No, I already
No.
I built in the +3 for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he has it set up for you. It's all good.
Dirt.
You just got a low roll on your heal.
But if you
like that, but at least he won't die if he gets smacked again. Hopefully.
If you
Much
do it
hope.
at higher levels in the future, it won't work perfectly, but it's fine.
There are ways to fix that.
Yeah. All right. So is that going to be everything for your turn then?
I think that's all I can do. So yeah, I'll just kind of be here.
Okay. This guy's going to look in and see it's trapped and says, "Go, get them. Get our treasure." And he kind of bounces forward. And he is going to cast a spell on the two of you. Make deck saves.
Okay, here we go.
No.
So here is my deck save, which is probably a fail.
And yours is also a fail.
Yep. Got a -1 in it, so it's not surprising.
So you both begin to glow with a nice radiant energy.
Uh-oh.
It's almost like you've got a big hit me sign as you just stand out.
Oh boy. I know what spell that was.
Nevin.
Okay.
Kick his ass.
First thing, I'm gonna grab that arrow that's still in like my shoulder or something, just pull it out, toss it aside.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just run up to this dude and just do. I'm just gonna aim for his face with a punch.
Okay.
Militia Nas.
That's a miss.
Yep, that misses. And the other guy did something to me too, so I'm gonna move between. So I'm like in the between them, almost. And I'm gonna do a flurry of blows. I'm gonna do the first swing against the guy that shot me, the second swing against the caster.
Okay.
This is my last key points. And that one and a 10, so I hit nothing.
You flail wildly.
I got bad rolls. Nothing I can do about it.
Riley.
That hurt. And I'm gonna bite him, hopefully.
Yeah, you bite him. For 5. Okay. He is still alive as you take a big hunk out of him.
I like spit part of his neck on the ground beside him.
Mm. And a little bit of oh, actually, that spell is no longer under effect because he switched to Fairy Fire. All right. He is gonna cut you,
That'll
You
miss.
and you're gonna miss.
I
Chensu.
think that it was probably
Oh,
him going, "She bit me? What?"
And it was at disadvantage, so it's still 10. From the
Okay.
words.
Thank goodness it was that. It's the first roll.
Chensu.
Oh boy, it's my time for violence.
Hmm.
Okay, this dude needs to die, and I have range. Well, Vicious Mockery worked pretty good last time, but shoot, should I just stab him? I could probably just stab him. It's probably better than a Vicious Mockery. It doesn't do that much more damage when stabbing people than stabbing people with words. So I'll just Vicious Mockery him again, yeah.
Okay.
Seems like a solid strategy. Ah,
Yeah.
suck it.
Let's get some damage.
2.
And his eyes kind of roll up in the back of his head, and he appears to have a seizure and fall over dead.
Sit down, son, you done.
Well, he definitely is now.
Sharp words. Anyway, moving on then. I sold my movement.
Yep.
30 feet back to where I was standing for before. I had moved in a triangle this entire time. I just come back in the room expecting to see things, and there's just Seraphina going, "Oh shit," and
All right.
it's gone. God, what happened?
So Goblin's gonna swing at Nevin for 13.
Nevin
He's
died
gonna
for
use
the
his bardic inspiration for a
That's a
19.
hit.
Ow, that
Because-
looks painful.
Well, no matter what he rolled, he would have hit because he was just 1 point away from an AC.
For 5. All right. It is Seraphina's turn. Goblins out here.
All right. Let me see. Do. I'll come right up here and I'll smack him with my mace.
Okay.
Schmack him.
Smack him. He's been bad. Been naughty. So he gets punished with the mace.
Oh my god.
That is the traditional form of grounding in this house from now on.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. Bonk.
You get a mace to the face.
Well, it is a 14.
I don't know if that's a hit or not. I can't tell anymore.
14 is not quite enough to hit him as he's got a scimitar and a shield, and he just barely deflects it with his shield.
Okay. Can I try again?
Not on your turn.
No.
You only get one attack.
Duty. Okay. But then in turn.
All right. So this guy is gonna give him another inspiration. I'm gonna use his scimitar.
That's a
Twen-
hit.
Not
He's
enough
at 1
damage.
HP. He's at 1 HP.
All
Well,
right.
that deal was worth it.
Nevin.
Okay, Nevin is mad at both of them still. So he's going to swing at the guy that just stabbed him though. He's gonna swing twice at the caster dude.
Okay.
So poof.
That's a hit. 14 is also a hit.
Yep.
2 big hits.
Ooh, he's good.
Riley.
Could I see out that hole? Because they
You'd have to you have to kind of stick your head into it and crawl half through it, and there's a dead body blocking it.
Okay. Then I won't do that. I will dash though. And go farther than I should as a human. I am human.
Well, no one's measuring your feet.
Nevin's
Chensu,
faster than a human as well.
or an orb.
Boy, time for me to move. Yeah. Everyone's run out the door. I'm gonna get a. Oh, damn it! I can really only just get into the door, can I? That's fine. I'm just gonna walk on top of a goblin. It might be rough terrain, but whatever. Stopping there for now. Kick him out,
fine.
just shove him out of the way with my foot on the way over. Just kick.
It's
Don't
just a
care.
dead body.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a corpse. You're not really a real thing anymore.
Oof.
You
I
lose
can
your
only
physics
see one of them.
interactions when you die.
Yeah. I can only see one of them, which is a bit of an issue. So, how dinged up does this dude look?
Not at all. He hasn't taken a hit.
Has he not even gotten a hit yet?
Nope.
Alright, party's over, and not cutting words, it's later. Vicious mockery. Party's
Okay.
over. Your job here is done. Bing. Screw up. Do it. Yes. Success.
And your damage 3.
3. Take 3 damage from realizing that you're about to get your ass kicked.
And the vein on the side of his forehead is throbbing at an uncomfortably high pressure.
Tensions rising.
Alright, but he's gonna attack Seraphina. You gave him a disadvantage. He's got advantage, so that just equals out to a 23, which will
Alright.
oof. Big hit.
Whack.
Okie dokie.
Take him back.
It is
Punch him in the dick.
your turn, Seraphina, after he slashes you for a nice big hit.
Big juicy damage.
Gotta count.
You can just, on your token, if you click on it with a little red circle that pops up top, you can just click on it and type -8, and it'll just take away 8.
Okay. All right then. I try to wait. Okay, so it was this guy that's right in front of me, right? That he just cast that spell on.
Yes, this guy right in front of you.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna try to use my cantrip for him.
Okay.
Yeah, Toll the Dead.
Okay. Now, and just so you know, they don't have to be damaged for you to use that. You can use it on anything. It just does
more
a
damage
little.
if it's
Yeah, it just does a little bit more, but it still does good damage if they're not, as well.
All right.
Pretty solid cantrip all around,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
So it's definitely worth using when they are hurt, but
A lot of damage.
well, it's enough to kill him.
Hey.
Imagine you just give him a
Oh.
death stare and dark energy just flies out of your eyes and he just hears the sound of his own death and then falls over.
Gosh. And I thought I was brutal.
Every goblin for themselves. He disengages and
But he
dashes.
dies.
No, he disengaged. I can't attack.
I can kill him.
Well,
Yeah.
one moment.
Give him a second.
Nevin.
I just gotta measure out how far he actually just moved. It's like 70 feet of movement. Jeez. Or
No,
70
it was-
away from me.
Yeah, you moved 60.
Yeah, I'd have to dash just to get to him, basically. But yeah, I'm not going after him.
Are you doing anything else?
I'm going to sit down up against this wall.
All right, Riley.
I'm gonna go here and use my last level 1 slot to cast Magic Missile.
Knock him dead.
Yeah, you get a line of sight. All right, go for it. He had 9 HP left.
Exact damage.
Mm.
Highly efficient.
If you were one less, he might have got away.
Okay, and then if we're out of initiative, I'm gonna be cutting off their left ears.
Yeah, as he's running away, 3 darts of magic slam him in the back, killing him.
Black and purple energy.
Shot in the
Terrifying.
back while he was running.
Yep, that's why you don't turn your
Mhm.
back on a magic caster.
Never turn around and run away from the
Mm.
mage. Good way to get shot in the everything.
And with that, I think we should probably end off tonight's
Yep.
session.
So you
Mhm.
can take your, what was it, 5 years?
5 years.
And the
One of
two-
them is
5 more ears. 5
one of
more
them's got a
ears.
piercing in it.
5
Yeah.
more.
Oh, heck yeah.
These scrolls are 2 scrolls of cure wounds.
Ooh, cure wounds. Very nice.
I believe either the cleric or the bard can use them.
Both of us could probably use them in some capacity.
I think cure wounds is on the bard. Maybe it's not actually.
I don't think cure wounds is in the bard. I know bard can't
It-
even do the get your stuff from scrolls anyway, so whatever. But
You can't learn it, but you can use it.
I know they have healing word, but I don't know about cure wounds.
No, cure wounds is bard.
Okay.
Cure wounds is
We'll
bard.
find out in a moment.
Yeah, I mean you can't like add it to your spell list or anything, but you can cast the spells from the scrolls. You can use them as scrolls. Both of you can. So what that is, Seraphine, is it's basically a piece of paper with a spell written on it that you can read off to cast the spell for free, but it uses up the scroll.
Okay.
So I don't know, you might want to each take one of those.
It might be a good item for later for safekeeping.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, each put 1 scroll of cure wounds in your inventory.
Also, what's this pouch on the table?
And on the table is a pouch with 7 rations and 12 silver pieces.
Okay. Alrighty.
And that's all, folks.
And then I'm gonna look to the party and go, perhaps we should take a quick short rest in this room
Well,
with the door shut.
We can
If
figure
anything
that
else-
out next.
All right.
I think you will get knackered anyway. Take a break. Take 5. Find somewhere nice to sit down. There's beds in the other room. Come on. Settle down.
And with that, we're gonna end our session here, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out and watching, whether it be live or watching the VOD after. And I will see you guys in the next stream. And that's today's stream. Yeah.